Hey everyone, thank you for dropping by for tonight's read. I think Sherry might be running a little late, so I figured I would just come on and shoot the shit with y'all um, and see how everybody is doing. I sent her a message, so um, I intentionally made this for 8:30 p.m. My time, which would have been 7:30 hers, because right now it's 6:30 where she's at. So she may be last minute grabbing something to eat. So Rachel, you're eating your apple. I am eating, like I said, my grapes. So just finishing those up. So I would see how everyone's doing. Do a little chat. Oh my goodness, everybody popping in. And those coming in. I'm sure Sherry will be joining me shortly. Hi, Flowing, Serena, Teresa Levine. Hello, Rachel, Amy, Jake, and of course, Greeter, TK. Hugs back to you, sweetheart. You're eating lasagna and carrots. Oh my goodness, that sounds good. I actually had a veggie burger today with um, guacamole and what do they call that? Spaghetti squash. So I'm trying to eat healthier and get my cholesterol level down and all that good stuff. Have to do a major diet change. Okay, everybody, we're making Flowing hungry. So let's see. Let me just pull up my little factoid sheet about who we're going to read on. Now, everybody knows Sherry's down in the swamp in Louisiana. And boy, let me tell you, all the legends that come out from that area. It's um it's incredible. Bigfoot, known as the Swamp Man. We have the ROUGAROU that we're going to be reading on tonight. That's basically the Cajun version of the werewolf. And other we read on Myrtle's Plantation. I mean, that whole area just is so steeped in myth and legends and all sorts of scary stories. So it shows how certain areas of the states, not just all over the world, has their energy and their entities and the elementals and all that good stuff. So I'm just really appreciative that Sherry um, is willing to join me on here and read. So, yes, Jake, interesting question. Some people feel they are interdimensional. There are some that don't, but I think a good case could be made for both sides. It's just something that we won't really know until we get there to the other side. So, let's see. Yes, they have lots of legends, Amy. Lots and lots of legends. Let's see, I'm on a healthy diet, right? Yep. I think I've lost Rachel about 10, maybe 15. I had some recent tests that had to be done, and I'm coming to find out that I have lupus and fibromyalgia markers. So I have to really get the inflammation down in my joints, and along with my liver that's a little fatty because of the cholesterol. So, an extreme cholesterol, about 20 points, um, which isn't too bad where I've been in the past. So, just really a lot of conscious dieting, and eating that we all have to do now. I mean, things in the supermarkets, meats that are available right now are the prices are skyrocketing. What I heard on the radio today, the average I think barbecue is going to be around $100 this year because of um, what's going on in Ukraine, supply shortages, and everything. So um, yeah, it's going to be It can be rough depending on what you're used to surviving on or living with. But as long as you replace other foods with healthy and keep drinking your water and staying fit and active and positive as much as possible, we'll make it through. Oh wow, Rachel, 65 pounds. Whew, I'm where you're at. I need to lose. Let's see, you have 20 more to go. So yeah, I have about that same amount that I have to lose. And what's hard is that one of my medications I'm on for my bipolar puts weight on you, and so it's hard to take off weight when your medication is actually kind of battling you, and kind of making it difficult. Oh, Jake, I think if we could all like reach through here and give you a good butt kick, we would. It's like, come on, dude, you gotta take care of yourself. You're still young to reverse those effects, or and to keep them from getting even worse. So, hey, let's aim for you, taking responsibility and getting your health put back together. Only you can do it, my friend. We're here to support you, but it's got to be you. We want you around for a long time, don't we, everybody? Lost weight to the pandemic, stressed out. Yeah, see, I don't lose weight when I stress out. What do? I end up eating more for comfort and stuff, so I have to deal with a lot of that. Ooh, see, pickled beets. I can't do anything pickled. I was one of those kids that were a pain in the ass when I was younger, and sometimes maybe still are. But we've cut fast food out of our diets, just because every time we would eat it, even if it was a treat, we'd get sick from it. But yeah, when I was younger, I was a pain in the ass to go out to a fast food. I get in, everything had to be plain. I couldn't stand ketchup. I couldn't stand mustard, pickles, and so I would have to make everybody wait while they made me a special cheeseburger or whatever. Same with hot dogs too. Oh wow, congratulations, Rachel. That's amazing. Sober 3 years. I have a friend who celebrates every month. She's been sober now for a year, and it doesn't matter. Every month that she gets past that date, she lets everybody know, and that's good because she is celebrating, and so we keep celebrating for her. So every month she announces up another month, and I can't imagine what kind of toll that does on an individual. Um, I mean, I have food addictions. I mean, right now, really, this here is my must have. But I've cut down from. Ooh, I used to drink sometimes a 2 liter in a day, and now I'm down to one of these guys or half of these guys a day. So, and I tell my doctor, I have just one of these, and once a week. For me, I know my craving for chocolate and sweets is really bad when I start dreaming about them, and I will have dreams that I'm passing by um, display counters with different chocolate or pastries and trying to figure out which one it is that I want. And ooh, boy, when I wake up, it's like, okay, like last week I had a dream. I have so many dreams I can't remember them. The one thing I could remember was that chocolate cupcake that I had. And I woke up and I said, okay, that's it. I have to have some ice cream. So I stop, I get myself a baby cone, chocolate cone, and that took care of it. So, but yep, look at Jake. You've got everybody here, you know, saying that you can do it. Where's that? I saw that. Trying out an AA. Yes, please do. Not just for us, but but it has to be for you, because it doesn't matter who other people want you to do it. You have to do it for yourself. And then once you start doing it for yourself, then you see how that affects everybody else around you, and how it when you see in their eyes their happiness, their pride in what you're doing. But you have to do that for yourself. Yeah, there we go. Rachel, like Rachel said, if she can do it, you can do it too, Jake. We're all rallying around you here, my friend. We all see you in all the chats, and you're a part of our community now. So you got to believe in yourself. You know, we can't do it for you. You have to be the one to do it. And let's see. I'm thinking that perhaps maybe Shari thought it was 7:30 I mean 8:30 my time. So if y'all don't mind just sitting around and talking and chatting for a bit, um, that would be fine as well. Let me just take a little sip here. Ooh. And even now, because I've cut back so much on my sugar, even a bowl of Cheerios. Do y'all realize how much even Cheerios, the heart healthy cereal, sugar they put in their cereal? Oh my God! The one day I poured a bowl and sat down, I was like, and it was just like, oh my God, this is so fucking sweet. So really start. I've been really paying attention to the sugars, especially on the packages. Not just the cholesterol and the fat, but those sugars. That's where they get you. Yep. We all love you. We want to see you healthy. And let's see. Alrighty. Oh, I missed something here. Oh, I'm sorry, Amy. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, my mom wouldn't give up the smoking. I mean, she beat breast cancer twice when, back in the day when, women really, the survival rate, just when you get it once, you know, um, was so low. I lost an aunt um, because they thought she had a cold. And by the time they realized it was breast cancer, it just went through her whole body, my Aunt Carla. But for my mom to go into remission and get it again and beat it again, and then to die from smoking because she couldn't stop, that was the hardest thing to do, to see her. So, yeah, a lot of us have vices. Please do it, my friend. Not just for us, but for you. I'm trying to look into my camera. Wish I knew where that card was from Scott's Alien, where it has that alien pointing a finger at you. You know what you got to do. You got to do it. Yes. But I'm just so sick and tired of everything tasting so bland. But we're getting better. And here's another suggestion from Teresa Jake. Yep. There's a lot of different meetings at, and I know Jake, you feel a little, you have your issues with churches. I totally get it. A lot of us do. But there are different areas, places like churches, community, like the YMCA, sometimes different places that you wouldn't expect where they have AA meetings. So if you could just find one that you feel comfortable with. I do believe you get a sponsor as well. Um, but yeah, my friend Lisa, she's been through hell and back, and even lost a lot of her family because of it. And unfortunately, her mother can't really rally around her right now because she's afraid that Lisa's gonna go back to drinking. But she's doing it for herself, Jake. That's what I really want to like stress. Right now, she doesn't. I love her attitude. It's like I don't give a about what anybody else thinks about me or my life, what I've done or whatever. She only cares about herself, and that she maintains her sobriety, and how proud she is of it. And that's what you got to do. You can't give a rat's ass about any negative comments or opinions people might throw at you. Um, just do it for yourself. Let's see. Yeah, there's different groups, there's different places. Also, Jake, I am with. Okay, so in New York, Jake, we have, and anybody else in here too. Um, I don't know. A lot of people have never heard of peer support, and this has been um, booming. So it's been boom. Well, I want to say it's booming. There's a lot more than it used to be. So there is a boom in agencies. I learned about peer support back in 2011 with my suicide attempt, and I joined independent living of Western New York, but up in their Niagara County office. And peer support are groups, are people that have um, all come from the background of trauma informed, whether it be mental health, physical disabilities, um, of course, with mental health, alcoholism, substance use, that's all tied into one another. And these agencies have something called peer support, and that's where individuals like myself, um, anybody else who has a disability, as in whether not just physical but mental, everything. It all kind of fits, like it's all under when we call those umbrella. There's like umbrella agencies and stuff, and a peer is exactly what it sounds like. So a peer would be having, like, say, Jake, you come to see me and say, listen, I'm having some mental health issues. I'm battling and winning, you know, my issues with alcohol use, and I just need somebody to talk about it. Okay, let's sit and talk about it. And it's not me coming from a social worker doctor degree. It's just me exactly as it is up here. They don't diagnose, they don't judge, they're not supposed to. It's a place where two people from similar background come together and they talk and they offer support to that individual. It's something that maybe someday I'll finish training for, but what they do is they can help you get in contact with AA. A lot of these agencies, like the one I belong up here, has that as well. It's one of their programs is called Addict to Addict, um, and they hold meetings in the offices. Um, I mean, there's just so much help. There's so much help available out there, and they would also help with creating a RAP plan, which is helping you um, create coping skills. What are your triggers? Who are the people that you want or don't want involved in your recovery plan? And the list of places that you feel comfortable going for help. It's very inclusive, and it gets signed by you, your peer support counselor. And so that in the event something comes up and you're like, I'm having some troubles, they pull out that plan and say, okay, have you contacted these people? Have you contacted your friends? Where are you at? Come sit and talk for a little bit. Let's figure out where you are right now in the process of what you're going through, what kind of trauma you're going through. So it's just, and it's free. There should be no place that offers these peer support programs. There's no charge because a lot of these places are not for profit, and so they rely on grants, that they get from each state's, government, and I believe federal as well. It's been a long time since I've been with the one that I was a part of, so um, but there is a lot of support out there for you, Jake. Um, and I know I could kind of speak for all of us that, we're here to back you, to support you, and to let you know that you are loved, you are important, you are meant to be here, and we want you to be here happy and healthy and thriving. So I will be quiet now. But Jake, if you want to email me, I can kind of send you to a couple of websites that are national and also international because this is in UK as well. I believe there's ones in Australia, so a lot of different countries. Um, the mental health movement has gotten much better, even though you don't really see it in the media in a positive light. There is definitely um, organizations out there um, that can help. Oh, you're welcome. And if you need help finding um, places in your area, there is, I believe, a 100 number too that could you can call, and they can direct you to who, what agencies in your area. So let me know if I can help you. Oh wow, look at this, 12-4 to 6-8. Whoa, you go, Amy. You go, girl. Oh, Teresa, I'm sorry to hear that too. Yeah. A friend of mine actually had passed from being put on some really strong medication. She had severe RA and back in the day, and it killed her liver. I'm not saying that to get any help with your doctors or to seek the help. I'm not a professional, but I think she might have been trial or something. But unfortunately, um, one of the medications really destroyed her liver, and she passed away about, I would say, 5 years ago now. It's been, and late 20s, and I miss her, and I think of her often. Um, but times are changing. There's better doctors, medical out there. They're starting to finally bridge. Ooh, let me adjust my here because of the sunlight. There are a lot of new advances in medication. A lot of doctors are starting to bridge both the holistic along with the regular Western medication, medicines. So um, always make sure to go see a doctor when you need to. Hey, Ron from Unconditional Love. It's okay. Um, I couldn't come. It's okay, flowing. I know. I miss her. Um, whenever I listen to Mazzy Star. Oh, I think we got her. Woo! And
I'm
there
so
she
sorry. I
is.
completely looked at my clock the wrong way, and I'm like, I looked at it and I went, "Oh crap!"
Hey, we just been chatting in here, supporting
Oh,
one
hopefully you
another.
haven't had to be on too long waiting on me.
Oh no, we've actually been talking to Jake, and we've been sharing stories about coming back from alcoholism, substance use, and all the help that's available out
My
there.
apologies.
Oh, nothing. I mean,
Just
just chatting away.
it's been one of those kind of days for me
Oh my
today. Let
god,
me tell
I had
you.
3 consecutive appointments in a row, and by the time I came home and I ate something, I passed out for like several hours.
I haven't
I
even done
was
that yet. Look, my hair hasn't even been brushed,
just
and but
Ooh. Okay, we can stop talking about Sherry now, y'all. No, you're all
Oh,
good,
well, that wouldn't
Sherry.
surprise me none at all.
Well, we've been talking about diet and health
Oh,
and
my goodness.
sharing stories. So, but I do hear an echo. Is that me?
Oh, is that you? Is that me?
Okay,
It
is it
should
better?
just be,
Echo?
I don't have anything else on but just the one mic.
Hmm.
I'm not hearing it.
My phone is on, but the volume is completely down.
Yeah, no, my phone's not even on. Um,
Up, see,
I don't have
good, good.
anything else on.
Oh, what? You're glad you're getting out there more, Sherry. Yes. Tell us, what about your channel? What you got coming up before we get going?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What have I got coming up?
After you breathe and relax, like I said, we're talking about food,
I'm
dinner,
doing
drinking.
a live with Renee tomorrow night.
Ooh,
No, yes. What am I doing with Renee tomorrow night? TLC live with Renee,
oh,
June
that's
30th.
wonderful.
Okay, that's tomorrow night. I don't know. I'm doing something with Renee tomorrow night. I have no clue what it is. It might be Pictionary, but I was thinking that was in July. So
Oh, it may just let's get to know each other kind of
it
thing
could
for the
be. I
premiere.
honestly don't know.
And Rachel says she
If
loves
Renee's
that
watching,
turtle.
I'm sorry. Oh my
Well,
God, this has
Rachel
just
says she
been.
loves that turtle necklace that you're wearing, and it is lovely.
Oh, yes, this is my turtle. My late husband's nickname was Turtle.
Oh.
He got that name back when he was in high school, he said, when he first started playing football. Because
Mm-hmm.
when he put on all the uniform, it looked like he had no neck because he was a little short guy. And so they would all
The
call
little
him the
turtle.
turtle, and
That's
just his
awesome.
head poking up out of all that equipment. And the nickname stuck. And when I met him, he was introduced to me as Turtle. And so that's what I always called him was
Mm.
Turtle. That's what my family all called him. His family all called him Buddy. Now, but my family all called him Turtle by his nickname. And we had been married, I don't know, several years. My mother was living out in New Mexico at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and she came in for one of the holidays to visit. And when she arrived, she had a gift for him. Um, and it was a little small, and my son has it somewhere. It was like about this big around, just this little small white ceramic turtle with a Native American blessing painted on the back of it that she got on
Oh,
the
nice.
reservation there in New Mexico.
Mm.
And uh and it just kind of stuck getting him turtles. And then it became like a game for all of us to try to figure out for every Father's Day, every birthday, every
Mm-hmm.
Christmas to find a different kind of turtle. So I've got
Mm-hmm.
a gazillion
Yep. I do that with
glass
Shan.
and
He loves
ceramic and
snowflakes.
plastic and all kinds of turtles. And after he passed, my son and I kept buying turtles. And I don't
Oh.
remember where I saw this. It came with the
Oh, is that
little
matching
matching
earrings?
earrings. And I don't
Yeah.
know if you can see them that well, but my fingers are in the way
They're
probably.
cute.
And it was just a little set. And it came with either the black leather band you could wear with it, or it came with a silver chain, which I'm always scared is going to break because this is actually kind of heavy. And
Yeah.
so it hangs really hard on that silver chain. It's like I need to get a stronger chain if I want to put it on a chain.
Yes, Rachel says you and her are going to be on Katie Moonchild's channel next week, she believes.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm on vacation next week. I get off
Woo!
when I get off work at 12:30 on Friday.
Don't look
I
back.
don't go back until July 11th, which will be a week
Wow.
from Monday. So yes, my boss had been after me about you need to take a vacation. And I'm like, I don't take vacations. I don't go anywhere. And he's like, no, 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 you need to take a vacation. And I said, well, I usually take like a Friday or a Monday and just make a long weekend. No, that wasn't good enough. No, you need to take a vacation. So I said, okay, fine. I'm taking July 4th week.
There you go. And Ron
So I'm
says
off
tomorrow
all next
is
week.
Canada Day this weekend for him, and of course we celebrate
July
July
1 is a
4th.
holiday in Canada. Oh,
Mhm.
Canada Day. That's Friday.
And
So
he's on Katie tomorrow night.
yeah, I
I don't.
saw
I,
that
I don't really
earlier.
feel like celebrating the 4th of July this week. There's nothing to be proud of right now. I won't go into that, but I'm
Well,
just saying for me, it's
there's
not going
things to
to
be
really.
frustrated about, and there's things that it's just we're having to refight the battles that our mothers already won.
Yeah.
And I remember going to marches and meetings and stuff with my mom back in the 70s
Oh, that's cool.
for abortion rights and equal rights and, and all this other stuff that women have fought so hard for back in the 70s. And I never in a million years thought that when I hit my 60s, I'd have to do it all over again.
Yeah.
I mean,
See, I'm not worried. I'm not jumping onto. I don't want to jump into that anxiety because I know that
no,
this was meant to happen, that better, stronger laws are going to be created because of this.
yes.
And with all of us light workers putting out that protective energy and light to the women in this
Mhm.
country, that, you know, many of them will be safe until the time comes for when that major change is. So
Well,
I'm holding that space.
they actually have a group of pilots in the country that have all uh, gotten in touch with each other that
Hmm.
are literally airlifting women out of states where it's not going to be able to get done to bring them to whatever state where they can get it done.
Yeah.
There are groups of, there's talk of putting clinics on military bases because that's federal and state law can't touch what's on a federal base, military base.
Oh, wow.
There's talk of for the states that it will still be legal of putting mobile clinics at the borders around the red states so that
Is
all they
that
have
your
to do is
kitty?
step over the border and and the president already said that
Oh.
he will pour out the full force of the
Hmm.
Department of Justice on anyone,
Good.
governor on down, that tries to stop a woman from leaving state A to go to state B to get an abortion done. And that if anybody tried to stop them, that
You would feel the
there would
full
be
that.
hell to pay and he would
Yeah.
be the one visiting it. So I'm going to take him at his word for that.
Whole thing.
That's what he said. I
Sherry, I heard your baby. We've been hearing it.
Oh, come here. Come here. She loves my beads.
Oh my
Come here.
goodness. I don't know if anybody
Come
everyone knows
make
I have
your
kitties.
national debut.
And I heard the
This
name.
is
Oh, look at her.
Minou,
Hi,
which is
Lou.
French for kitty cat.
Lou. Hi, Lou.
And say
Hi.
hi.
Oh, look at
Say
hi,
hi.
baby.
She loves to dance on the keyboard when I'm trying to type.
Lulu, are
And
you
I can move
dancing
the
on the
mouse around on
keyboard?
the monitor and she'll sit there and swat at it.
Oh my God, she's
But she's
adorable.
little bitty itty bitty.
Yes, she is.
She's probably about 2 months old now, maybe. Because we found her,
Oh.
she hasn't really grown that much. Wait, let me turn the keyboard off. She hasn't really grown that much. She's now don't go
She's
back
so
there and start
precious.
unplugging me, which she will do.
Uh-oh.
She likes to get
Well, if
behind the
Sherry
monitor.
disappears, we know that little Lou has something to do with it.
And is my brother, it was getting ready to storm a couple of weekends back. And he had gone outside to make sure the windows were up in the car.
Yeah.
And he heard this little mew, mew, mew. And he starts looking around and he sees her up under the car by
Oh.
herself. No mama cat, no nothing. Just freaking out. It's thundering and it's lightning. We're waiting for the rain to hit any minute. So he scooped
She
her up and
found
he
her way
brought her in
to
the house.
you.
So she found us and he
That's how
brought her
Monty found
inside
me.
and I put
Hmm.
her on Paw Boost, which is a Facebook
Oh.
group organization to
Speaking
oh,
of,
there's your kitty.
He
Come
heard.
see. Come
Did
see
you
the
hear
other
the
kitty
other baby?
cats. Come see. Look. Look right there.
Ozzy, look at.
Look.
Look
Look
at the
right there. What's
kitty.
that? Is that another kitty cat?
People are gonna
Oh,
come on
she
and
says,
go,
I
that's
don't give a
not the
crap.
Rougarou. No, this
Okay,
is
go
the
on the bed.
Muzzy.
Um,
Muzzy and the Lou.
I have my Mardi Gras beads hanging over there, and she's discovered them, and she loves to sit and swat at them. And but so my brother found her under the car just before a rainstorm and brought her in. We posted her up on Facebook and posted notices around the neighborhood. Somebody lose a cat, a little baby kitten. Nobody claimed her. Nobody came forward.
Ron thought you were calling him with the
Oh,
meow.
are you my little kitty cat, Ron? And so when we were like, well, what are we going to call her? After a couple of days, I think we all had fallen in love to the point that it was like, okay, we're keeping her. And I said, I'm going to call her Minou. And everybody looked at me and says, why? And I said, well, that's French for kitty cat. I'm going to call her Chat Minou. And it'd be my kitty cat or my dear kitty cat.
Well, I was calling her Lou, so it's Minou. Okay.
Yeah, Minou. But it's pronounced like Menew is what it would look like phonetically, like me new. But it's spelled Minou and it's pronounced Minou. And that's Cajun French for kitty cat. So it was like, which is kind of redundant to call a cat, but
yeah,
I figured it's
like
French. Most people around here get it. So
down. Good boy.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I still hear an echo and it's really weird.
What?
I keep hearing an echo, but
I don't know where it's coming. I don't have anything on.
That is weird. So shall we give everybody what they came for?
Yeah, let's do that.
So I didn't know there was something that
I
you
think I'm
wanted
going to
to
be doing
share.
something with Deb H. Purple Elephant next week too.
Oh my goodness! So you're on fire.
She had asked me. She says we need to come get back together and do another show, and I'm like, I'm on vacation next week, so
I have to connect too with Deb H. I'm actually going to be on Amy's channel on the 1st on Friday. I keep getting my days, so Friday I'm going to be on with Amy.
Cool.
And then Sharon is going to have me on as her guest on Saturday evening. And then Ron is going to be my guest for the first time next, I believe it's Tuesday, Ron. I have so many appointments trying to keep track of my appointments, his appointments, because he just had a tooth pulled yesterday. Let me tell you, me and numbers and dates.
For some reason, I was thinking it wasn't until 7:30 my time. And so I wasn't paying attention to the time. And then I looked at my watch and I saw like 10 till 7 and I started thinking about it and I thought, wait a minute. I wonder if she meant 7:30 her time.
Because I felt bad because when
that's when I ran in here to turn on the computer real quick.
I saw it and I said, oh goodness, I made her have to eat her dinner probably really quick. I felt so bad. That's why I sent you the email and apologized. But we're still here. Everyone's cool.
Yeah,
we're having a good time.
I haven't eaten yet, so that's cool. I'll eat afterwards.
Koshka is the Russian
because I'm taking tomorrow off because I have a doctor's appointment. So it's just easier to take the day off than I can be lazy.
Then you can relax. Yes, there you go.
I can relax before I go see the pain management doctor and get my drugs.
Yep, that's going to be me.
Go get my drugs renewed.
Yep. I'm learning how to handle the lupus and the fibro now. I found out that I have lupus markers too, besides the fibro. So we're all talking about diet change and how everything's so processed and all the sugar.
Not you.
I know.
Stop that.
You got like a little 2-year-old running
You
around.
ignore me all the time when I'm on the computer. The minute I'm on air, that's when you're going to come in here.
Because you're talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody actually asked that question on the internet saying, why do cats keep bother, and they said, because you're giving your attention. They can see that you're talking to somebody else. Yep. Or they hear something. So they're like, no, I want that attention.
Yeah, no,
that's why
My
He's
old
been
cat
here.
that passed away several years back, I had him for 16 years. He was a big old
Oh,
20 plus pounder. I mean, he was
yeah,
huge. Big old orange and white tabby cat. And he loved to come and lay across the top of the keyboard so you couldn't type.
yeah.
He'd
Mm-hmm.
just spread out over the top of the keyboard and he would cover the keyboard. You couldn't get your
Yeah, that's
fingers
my
underneath
Ziva.
there. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
they're like, no, I want your
there she
attention
goes.
now.
Okay. She went
So
off into the other room. So
for now,
for now. Hi, Amy. Hi, Jake. Hi, Flowing. Hi, Ron. Hi, Rachel. Um, who else is on here that I didn't
we
stop
have
and say? Teresa's here and
Rachel, Teresa,
Rachel.
Greeter TK is here.
Marsha's
Marsha.
here.
Oops, sorry, Marsha. I missed you as well. So thank you for coming by.
And
We got Big
yeah, I'm
Boy Ron.
scrolling up to see who's here because I came on and just started yakking and I didn't say hello to anybody. I'm like double
Oh,
rude. So,
everybody knows you love them.
and well, I hope so. So, I
So
saw somebody
we
had it
last
spelled out.
week there was a channel that I downloaded the Discovery app, and it's like only $6 a month, and I get to watch pretty much every
I
travel
think I
channel
have it
show
through my
that I
Roku
love.
or Sling or one of them.
And there was a show called Into the Unknown. I really like it, and they were talking about the Rougarou, and it
Right.
said down in Louisiana. I said, "Oh, again, Louisiana,"
Yeah, yeah.
but you
He's
guys
our
got
very
so
own werewolf dogman creation.
and yet someone caught a video. They showed it on this program, and it actually looked like a Bigfoot instead. So we're not sure people are seeing, this because there's also known as the Swamp Man down there. There's the
Hmm.
Lizard Man. You
The
have
Gator
every
Man.
single one of them down in there.
Uh, there are things in the swamp that you don't want to know are in the swamp, which is why you don't
Mhm.
go in the swamp at night. Period. It can
Yep.
be scary going into the swamp during the day, much less at night. I live roughly 3 miles from the largest land based swamp in the
Mm-hmm.
US, and that's the Atchafalaya Swamp, the Atchafalaya Basin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the bridge to get from Lafayette, where I am, to Baton Rouge, which is on the other side of the swamp, is an 18-mile bridge to go
Yeah.
across the swamp.
I've seen the videos of them. Yeah. It's
And
insane.
just pray when you get on the bridge that there are no accidents, because if there's a wreck, you're stuck on that bridge until they get it cleared. You're not going anywhere. There's no off ramps. No, yeah, exactly. Everybody I know of, they say like a novena before they hit the
Yeah.
damn
Make sure they
bridge
have
that
a
they don't
healthy
get stuck behind
respect.
someone. And
But they said that actually your area down in Lafayette is like the main home for the
yeah,
Rougarou sightings.
yeah. They
And
say the Acadiana area, which is us,
mhm.
and the New Orleans area, which everything woo woo is around New Orleans. I mean, they got vampires and dogmen, and the Rougarou, I'm sure, has family
Just
over
your
there.
everyday, run of the mill,
Yeah, just your everyday
love
stuff.
love your neighbors. But let me see. Now Jake said the lizard man. He goes, those are ETs. I've seen those before in dreams. So
Girlfriend, you're ripping my pants up.
I
Give me
know
those.
they have even a lizard man day, down in the south as well. Um, Kind of reminded you of Godzilla. Oh, I love Godzilla. I grew up on Godzilla.
Yeah.
Oh, Amy, God forbid you got to use the bathroom if you're stuck on the bridge.
Well, just like when I lived in
Woo!
Arizona, you didn't go anywhere without. Come here, you. You didn't go anywhere without water in your car because you
Exactly.
never knew when you were going to get stuck on the freeway
Mm-hmm.
in like a parking lot. All right, there it go. Um, it's easier to just back up and let her jump off. You
See, now
never
he
knew
wants
when you
his
were going to get
emotional.
stuck in traffic, and it could be hours sitting in 115 degrees
Yeah, that's why a lot
on
of
the
people,
freeway.
especially with the Grand Canyon, They never use their, like, oh, I'm going to take a bottle of water and that's going to be enough for me to get down and come back up again.
Yeah, no,
And people would
I
die
never
and they
went to
would
the
go off.
Grand Canyon. I lived in Arizona for 10 years and I never went to the
I
Grand.
went once.
I could kick myself for that, but
It was beautiful.
I have a fear of
They're on the
heights.
South Rim.
I like
I went right to
panic.
the
I
edge
have
and leaned
massive
over.
panic attacks and freeze up
Mm,
if I have to like look
yeah.
down. It just the little bit of mountain you had to drive around in the Phoenix area, which was more foothills than mountains. No, I couldn't do it.
And nowadays they're having issues with water. I lived in Flagstaff for 8 years, and now these idiots want to do another development in Arizona, and they
Yeah,
want to have an oasis. And I'm like, the Colorado is almost
yeah,
completely
they
drained.
better
Bodies
dream
are
up
showing
some.
up in Lake Mead because the water is drying up, so going down so
Yeah, they
low.
better be daydreaming that water up because there ain't none.
I mean, it's
I
just
lived in
all about
Phoenix.
money.
I moved in Phoenix December 27th of 2002. So I moved there like just before '03 rolled in. And I
Yeah,
was there until 2012. Um,
I moved there in 2001, so yeah, around the same time.
and
Yep.
we were already, when I moved out there, they were already in what was considered a
Yep.
severe drought. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they were like, if you ran your washing machine, if you ran your dishwasher, if you tried to water your plants during the day when water evaporates real quick, you paid like triple on your water bill
Jeez.
to turn water on during the daytime. And it was a matter of training people to do it at night, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to do all that kind
And
of
you
stuff
shouldn't
at
be
nighttime.
watering your lawn or your plants at during the day
Most
because
people in
the
Phoenix
sun
didn't have
burns them. You
grass.
got to do them in the evening,
That blew me away
in the
coming
early
from
morning.
Louisiana,
Yeah.
where if you dig 3 inches, you hit water.
Water. Yep.
Um, when I went out there, everybody had rocks in their yard. There was no grass, just
Yep.
rocks. And some people like spray painted their rocks green,
Mm-hmm.
which would have probably looked cool, except most of them used like neon green. It's like, okay, grass isn't that color. You know, the first time I saw it, I was like, what the
You
hell's in their
can't.
yard?
And I was in Walmart the other day, totally going off the subject again, y'all. Sorry about this, but it's this idiot in Walmart. I wanted to say something to him, and Shen's like, "No, quiet, keep quiet, just keep quiet." This jackass, for a better word, you know,
There's lots
had
of them around
had
here.
"I love global warming" T-shirt on,
Yeah,
and now
because
we're popping up on every other corner. We're getting Giuliani for governor 20, you know, for this year for saying, and I'm
what
like,
state are you in again?
I'm in New York.
You're in New York. Oh my God.
I mean, we're a blue state, but
At
where
least you're
I'm
not
at,
in. At least you're
completely
not
red.
Louisiana. We're a red state.
Ooh wee!
You know, I mean, it's everywhere
I just
down
wanted
here.
them.
There's actually a lot more. Ow! There's actually a lot more.
She wants your earrings.
Yeah, she wants the earring. There's actually a lot more liberals and independents down here than people realize. It's just we've been taught to be quiet about it
Yeah,
for so
you're
many
telling me that.
decades
Mm-hmm.
that it's like, I'm a Democrat. You know, you kind of whisper it to one another.
Mm-hmm.
You send out little feeler sentences to see what the response is, to see if this person's going to be safe to talk to
Yeah.
during, a regular conversation, or if you have
Mm-hmm.
to kind of pepper your speech with more right wing talking points. It's like learning two different languages,
Mm-hmm.
or really three, because you have the religious language you
Yeah.
have to learn for all the evangelicals down here. Although Catholics are still dominant, but there's a lot of evangelicals down here. Then you have just your regular old right wingers,
Yeah.
your Trumpers and stuff.
Yep.
And then you have
That's
the
that's
normal
that's
people.
Niagara County up here.
Yeah, and then you have the normal people.
Let's go,
So
Brandon, all over the place. I'm like,
yeah,
but I digress. We'll just just send the Rougarou up and we'll take care.
I'm telling you, it's like,
Rougarou.
come, let me show you my swamp shot.
There you
You can
go.
go down here and let me give you a ride
Hey,
out
I
in the
have
boat.
something to show you. Come on down
Yeah.
here with me.
Oh, Michelle, come down here. Let me show you what we got you. Yeah.
Yes. Um, Now,
and
I had some ideas to ask, and I want you to see what you thought about these questions. If anybody has
okay.
any ideas of what we can also ask the cards that maybe Sherry and I didn't think of. But first of all, I just want to know, is it real? And if it is real, exactly what is it? Because some people have taken videos and it actually shows it looks like a Bigfoot. So it's like how many different um, entities, creatures are living down in that area. And so I came up with, is it? Is it real? Is it interdimensional? Like a lot of people feel that like Bigfoot and these
Yeah.
creatures are. Is it a shapeshifter? And is it mainly
Well,
benevolent? And
according
because I
to
know,
legend, to what you're kind of taught down here. I mean, I grew up hearing about the Rougarou. Don't go in the swamp. The Rougarou is going to get you. And I think a lot of people use that as just like the boogeyman to make their kids not
that's what
wander
this
off into the
article
swamp.
said. The Catholics, especially, they said
But
if you
it's
did not
actually
obey.
based on an old French
Hmm.
myth
Yep.
that they bartered around in France. It was called the loup-garou, which
Yep. The loop.
was French for werewolf
Wolf.
or
Yep.
uh, uh,
Loop.
something to those lines,
Yeah.
a
Loop
wolf man
equals
or a man
friend.
wolf or something.
Yep.
Now, according to, I mean, I vaguely remember hearing talk about it. I have a friend of mine that has his own channel called Phantoms and Monsters.
Ooh, I'll have to
Lon
check that out.
Stickler. I'll send you the link to his channel. I've
Phantoms.
known Lon for years now, and he's very dedicated to the abnormal, the weird, the strange, the
Mm-hmm.
Mothman, the Rougarou, the Dogman, the
Yeah.
vampire, he's Bigfoot. He studies all that stuff, and he has people that come on his show that have made it their life calling. That's what they do, is they research and they go hunt for these things. And I'm like, yeah, more power to you. I'm not going out there. You come back and tell me if you survive, and I'll take your word
Yeah.
for it. But
I
yeah,
feel like
there
some of them
are
might be to protect the
there
area
are
too.
things in the swamp, whether if it's interdimensional or alien or just some whacked out old people that have become more animal than people,
Mhm.
that live in the swamp. That there's all kinds of things in the swamp. I mean,
Yeah.
uh, legend has it that if the Rougarou, uh, if the Rougarou, cat hair in my eye, sorry, made my eye itch. Um,
If
if
they bite
if
you,
if the
you're a
Rougarou
Rougarou for
gets
101
you,
days.
you know, um, that you would no, you can't have my glasses. That you had X amount of days to infect someone else with it so that you could return to normal,
Mm-hmm.
or else you would stay a Rougarou for the rest of your life.
Oh, because this
But
one here said you were under its spell for 101 days,
dates, yeah,
and
yeah,
after
I've
that,
heard
the
that. I
person
knew it was for a
transferred.
period of time. I didn't remember how long.
Yep,
Um,
101. Interesting. The numbers.
yeah. Um, uh, I mean,
And the Catholics used it too to scare the kids. Okay, now I'm
yes,
really
a
hearing
lot
that
of the
now.
original myth came from if you didn't adhere to Lent, like
Yep, that's it.
6 or 7 years in a row, you would automatically be turned into a Rougarou, or actually into a Lagarou from France, because that part came from France. And then as the Acadian people were forced out of France for their extreme religious beliefs, They went to
Mm-hmm.
Canada. They stayed in Canada for I don't know how long until they kind of got forced out of Canada
And then
for
they
their
came down.
really religious beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
extreme Catholic beliefs. And they basically just came down the Mississippi until they
Yeah.
got down here to the swamp
And
and
they
said,
couldn't go any
okay, this is
further.
it. And that's where they stand. So you have
Yeah,
your
he says a lot
Cajun
of Cajun
people
beliefs.
and
Yeah.
you have your Creole people.
Mm-hmm.
Cajuns and Creoles are two
Two totally
different
different things.
races. Don't ever call a Cajun a Creole or a Creole a Cajun. You could get shot very easy for
Literally.
entertainment purposes only. YouTube.
Yes.
Um, Cajun people are more of your French, Canadian, some Native American, Caucasian mix. Um, because there were a lot of Native tribes down here in this area when they showed up, and I can't for the life of me pronounce some of the names of the tribes that were down here. Try
Mm-hmm.
as I might, I just can't get those words to come out of my mouth. Um,
No. Because they were there way. A lot of these entities
that's
were
why it's
there
the
way before
Atchafalaya Swamp.
anybody came there. Yeah. See, now I
It's
completely shut
pronounced and
my phone off,
spelled
and I can
totally
still hear
different ways,
myself.
but the Atchafalaya that was named,
Well,
that's a
we have a
Native
question
American
here for
name.
you personally. Are you French?
Yes, yes. I am Scots, Welsh, Irish, French, Dutch, English,
Ooh,
and Cherokee.
I did not know you were part Cherokee.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's a lovely mix.
So my mother
That's a
used to
mag. That's a
always
magical mix right
my
there.
mother used to always say we're a smorgasbord, we're a little bit of everything.
Heinz
And
57
I
is what we
probably
call
have
ourselves.
African blood in me too,
We
because
all
there
do.
was one leg of the family that were plantation owners and slave owners. Um,
Okay.
they got all of that taken away from them during the Civil War.
Hmm.
Most of them went east or went west to Texas. That's where the Cherokee came in. During, according to the story of how it has been told to us,
Yeah.
when my great great grandfather
Hmm.
was going west in Texas, and he came upon the Trail of Tears of the Cherokee people that were being forced into Oklahoma. And he met my great great grandmother, who was full blooded Cherokee, and married her. I don't know if he purchased her from her father and took her as his wife or what. Back then, who knows?
Yeah.
But they
Still, this day, women are,
supposedly got married. All I can say is we
the
went from
property.
blonde haired, blue eyed people to brunettes.
So is that your natural color? Is a brunette?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's mine. Yeah.
I had
Dark brown.
a kind of a medium brown, reddish brown color hair naturally. In the summer, it would get blonde streaks through it, but not real strong. There are still blue eyed blondes in the family, but uh,
Hello, Patricia. Thank you for joining us. And
oh,
just
hi,
a shout
Trisha.
out really quick. Peace Brooks joined us, and she also had a question, and I starred that for us. So thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we're hanging out, talking about. I love it when I have my guests on that is it's not like other channels that cover, cryptids and everything, where you just actually get to spend time and hear from the person. It's non-scripted. It's straight from, not to get,
Right. And
drama points for your audience. It's just actual,
I spent some
authentic.
of last week kind of looking up some of the standard lore. Um, Actually learned some stuff that I never even knew that just never got passed down to us. Homa, Louisiana, they actually have an annual Rougarou festival
Mm-hmm.
every year to celebrate the Rougarou. And it's a whole
Mm,
festival. I don't know. I've never been to it, but hell, I might go this year just to check it out for myself because
yeah.
home is not that far away.
Yeah, I'm wondering if
you
a
know,
lot of that stems from people who lived, or I mean, before even the settlers that were here, the native people that knew and respected the land and knew that there were certain entities to that area that they taught each other to respect. and to have,
I would,
and that might be a part of how, and of course it becomes commercial and helps with tourism and
right,
everything, but it
exactly.
all stems from originally having a true authentic respect and
Most,
awe for what was bigger than you know.
yeah, most of the myth and the legend was kind of came from France, followed the
Hmm.
people, and got adapted and changed to fit the circumstances of the times.
Yeah.
And as they slowly got here, absorbed the cultures that were already here, the native cultures and whatnot,
Hmm.
the myths and everything kind of changed.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, she's
but you
falling
still
asleep.
kept your basic. Yes, she's gonna take a nap now. And yes, I know, baby. Um, so I've always kind of felt like that it might be more of the Rougarou, and I've not ever found any documentation. It's just my impressions that I've gotten of it over the years. Don't bite me. Um, that it's actually more of a, it could stem from Native American
Hmm.
spirits that maybe manifested in order to protect their lands. Because you got these people down here that basically kick the natives off their land. Boy, aren't we good at doing that. Um,
Yeah.
and just, oh well, it's ours now. Go find somewhere else to live. It's like there's no
And,
telling what kind of curses natives have put on the land.
oh yeah, most
There
definitely.
are places down here that are extremely ow that are extremely haunted, or
Hmm.
just you just
Oh
get
yeah,
like the
you see
evil
enough of those
vibe
shows.
off of them.
Yeah.
And most of them are around ancient native lands, which
And
is
that's all
always,
over.
it's all over the state,
Everywhere. It's all over. No matter where you go,
which has
especially.
always led me to believe, did natives as they got pushed out curse the land?
Hmm.
I mean, and that's something that the French sure as hell would have believed,
Well,
especially these
I'm
people,
sure that the
you know.
immigrants that came over from France already had their own
Yep, they had
myths
the
or their
loup-garou,
own, and they
so
brought that with them. And by doing that, what was
they
attached to
melded
them
the,
from their country, they introduced over, to this country. And Emma, I've seen this in the Wikipedia. It says, "Is the loup-garou also the same, or is it a regional, or is it a different creature?"
yeah,
But I
it's
think it's
actually
just another name.
Loup. It's
Yeah, she changed it.
Loup.
Yeah.
Loup Garou
She, yeah. She did
is
an
the
opera.
actual
Yeah.
French legend. And that
Hmm.
came from France, that came from the Acadians that brought that myth with them.
Okay.
And that was the one that was more predominantly, if
Hmm.
you don't abide by Lent so many years in a
Hmm.
row, the Loup Garou is going to come get you and
Hmm.
turn you into a monster too.
So I thought that would be something interesting to throw a couple cards on too. Was
Yeah, I've
did
never thought
the
to
did
throw
the loop
cards on
come
it.
to the
I've known
U.S. from
on my buddy
France?
Lon on his channel, I've actually have watched some of his episodes where he's talked to people
You're
that
breaking up image wise. I can hear you
oh,
clearly, but you are all out of focus.
am
Ooh,
I back?
nope. But isn't that interesting that we've been talking about this these spirits,
The
these
minute I started
entities,
saying it's something spiritual,
and your screen. Someone's got your attention.
okay,
Well,
we get the point. It's
yes.
positive. We're not negative.
Nope.
Maybe it'll clear up. So I've got a light in my bathroom that'll go into strobe mode. And I know the other night I was in there and I was frustrated about something. I said, okay, I can't deal with this right now. Enough of that. And it stopped strobing. And I went, oh, shit. That actually
There you
worked.
go.
So
So
maybe
see, you
it
got
just,
your hands full. Oh, I can see you. Okay, I can see you now.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got
So
a I
then,
got a chest full of kitty cat here. Um,
so is it real? That would be, I think. an ideal first question. Then
I
I
think that
I
would
have
be.
three or two that are pinned already. Um,
I think we're
I'm
gonna
just trying
do
to
a.
figure out what cards to use on
Yeah,
something
I don't
like
really
this.
have cards that kind of fit the
So I
mode, but I just got a brand new pendulum that's clear quartz.
sweet.
Just so y'all can. Whoop, let's see if I can
Uh
straighten it out
oh,
here.
that's got her
That I
attention.
can see. And so let's see. No, that's not for you. That's not for you.
It's okay, Rachel. We're still,
Wait.
chatting and talking about the
Okay, it's off.
history
She can lay on the keyboard.
of her area. But
Okay.
no, I have the Elemental Oracle deck from
Uh,
um,
I don't think
Kathy
I have any
DeMarco.
cards that actually fit the situation. Would you not do that? No. Okay, so let's go with.
So I'm going to use my elementals. And I also grabbed out Scott's because it has to do with the land. It has to do with
Yeah,
farming and
I'm gonna
agriculture.
pull my native spirit oracles out here in just a minute because
Okay.
that's my native deck. And I when I realized the time, I didn't grab any of my cards from all on the shelf.
Okay.
Okay, so is it real? Is the Rougarou real?
Oh, interesting card I just got.
All right. It's
Transformation.
going in a circle,
Yeah. For me,
which
that's a yes
means,
on my pendulum. But I got transformation. That was the first card
and look at that.
because
Mine
they're
is
shapeshifters.
going, huh? Normally it's front and back for yes, side to side for no, and this one's just spinning in a circle. So maybe it doesn't know.
Right off the bat, I got
Let me try the other one.
transformation and shapeshifting from pressure. So
Yeah.
um, I'm getting automatically, a
Okay.
yes and then
So
interest.
let's try the tiger's eye here. See what it says. Okay.
And I'll mute myself so
Is
you
the
can.
Rougarou real? Is the Rougarou real? Okay, that's giving me a really big yes. That's lovely to know. No, that's my rose quartz. You don't need that one. No, no. Where's the baggie? Here, here, here. Look over here. Come take the
And the
baggie.
second card I got was
Go
cleansing
get it.
storms. So that makes me feel like when it says storms to cleanse the land.
Here,
So
give me that.
I think it had to do with keeping this protecting the sacred in the area, cleansing out those
Is the
that did not
Rougarou real?
belong there. Oh, you have three of them. Well, that's beautiful. The rose quartz.
Yeah, I love this one. It's giving me a yes too. All right. So the rose quartz of the tiger's eye say yes. My new quartz crystal one. This is the new one I just got. Just went in a big circle. So
And magic. So you do have the magic that takes place down in that area. The
mhm.
Cajun, the Creole, the hoodoo, the voodoo.
Oh
So
yeah. I
that's all
mean, with the
connected.
you get
It
more
was
of the
created.
voodoo with the Creole people because that's more of a Haitian. A lot of the voodoo came from Haiti
Hmm.
with immigrants and slaves that came over from Haiti. Most of the Creole mix are the African American, Native American mix, from my understanding. Um, which is probably why Cajuns and Creoles don't like being thought that they're each the other because one is definitely white and one is definitely not. So, you still got to deal with that nonsense around here. Um, which to me is ridiculous because we're all just people,
That's
get over
interesting. I also got the life card, and it says breath, and I know that the Louisiana swamps contributes to a lot of oxygen that allows people don't
Oh,
realize when you cut your trees and your
we
forests like the
are
Amazon, they produce oxygen which you need to breathe. So it was a
we
protection
are
also.
currently in a situation down here where we are losing roughly a football field size of of uh, of
Acreage of the swamp.
swampland up
Yeah.
near the the closer you get to the
Mhm.
ocean we are losing our our intercoastal areas,
Yeah.
all the marshes and all of that area that lead into
Yeah,
the swamp.
protection. This card says right here protection, and look at the trees and everything. They're
Yeah,
they're there to try to help too with the protection. I mean,
yeah,
the it's life giving. It's breathing.
yeah.
You need
The
that to
last
survive.
the last two hurricanes that we had,
And the wildness to protect the wildness of the.
one of the southern little towns is completely gone from the last hurricane. And it was mostly native people, I believe, that lived in that little town.
Right.
Um, but the one of the other ones, right after I'd first moved back home, we had a fairly big hurricane that kind of hit more on the coastal. It didn't come quite far inland enough. But it was when dipshit was still president. Um, and somebody he had come down here and someone had asked the question about, well, what are you going to do to help us, you know, try to restore our town?
Hmm.
And his response was, well, they have stuff in place for that. So when you go home, just pick up the phone and call them. And the guy's like, my house is 6 feet underwater. Where am I going to find a phone that works underwater?
Yeah.
He had no clue, you know. Yeah,
So that's what
I
I'm
have
getting
been through
from the
several
cards.
bad hurricanes. I have never left for a hurricane, which is probably stupid, but
And that probably
we,
connects with the storm cards too. You get such severe storms in there.
yeah. Um,
A cleansing.
but we've always been
Getting
lucky. We've never been, and I've been in areas that were directly hit, and just we were
mystery,
always lucky.
dark matter.
Yeah, I just pulled Spirit Keeper of the North.
Mm. I have that deck. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I know I love this deck because this one, and I'm not even going to bother to look it up. I'm just going to pull what I'm feeling off of it
Yeah.
from the picture. I mean, you've got the full moon. That's one of the myths with the Rougarou now.
So the werewolf.
Is it like the werewolf and it can only shapeshift during a full moon, or is it more like the dog man that can shapeshift whenever the hell it wants to?
Yeah.
Depending on what part of Louisiana you're in,
Hmm.
will depend upon what legend you get.
Yeah. It's
So,
very similar to the southwestern skinwalker. There's also
right,
up northwest. You have the trickster. You know, they're shape shifting.
yeah,
Um, so I think a lot of these entities were here before humans, and this is how they feel that they, like I said, I got the transformation card. You know, it they transform. They're,
yeah. I just
we're
shuffled
friendship
again. I pulled another card. This one's Spirit of
of
Fire.
fire.
So I got Spirit of the North, Spirit of Fire. I'm just pulling spirit cards here.
Yep.
And Spirit of Fire, I mean, we do a lot of cleansing with firework. I mean, we still
Hmm.
do to this day. Um,
And my card storm said cleansing as well. So I think you're there to help
exactly.
cleanse
Little girl,
the
stop that.
people that are there to hurt
That's
the
not for
land.
you to play with.
And then
Um,
I also got magic, which is interesting because too of that area. I think a lot of
with your Cajun people, you don't really have voodoo per se. I mean, there are some practitioners that kind of just get called voodoo because
yeah,
that's
it's what
well
makes
known.
yeah.
Um, most of your Cajun witch doctors or medicine men, whatever you would want to call them,
Hmm.
they're called traiteurs, and that's a faith healer. But will they can physically heal you when you're sick.
Hello, Allie.
Now, hi Allie. I never believed in traiteurs until I actually met one and watched her heal my son in a matter of minutes.
Really?
And his daddy and I were both like, holy crap, what did we just witness?
Hmm.
Literally, my son was uh second grade, third grade, something like that. It was one afternoon, and just out of the blue, he started complaining that his ear hurt. And when I went, he came over and said, "My ear hurts, my ear hurts." And so when I went over and I touched him, and he was like burning up with fever, and his ear was all red. And I turned around and I looked at his daddy. I said, "We need to go to the hospital, you know." And so we're like trying to grab whatever we think we might need, because when you go to a charity hospital, you know you're there for hours. So you want to
Mm-hmm.
load up your
Any
bucket
hospital
before
now.
you leave the house. And so as we're like trying to pack a bag to go to have them look at his ear, here comes the little girl from next door. A girl, she was a woman, she was older than me. Very much, she always reminded me of a hillbilly, just the way she looked, the way she dressed, the way she talked, but Cajun. So she was like a Cajun hillbilly, you know. Um, and she come knock, knock, knock on the door. And I open the door and she says, "I'm sorry to bother you, but can I borrow, I don't know, it was an egg, a cup of sugar, a cup of milk, something like that." Just, she'd never asked or do anything like that before. And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, sure." I said, "The refrigerator's in there. Go help yourself. Take whatever you need." And, and meanwhile, my husband's like running around. "Did you find this? Did you get that?" And she's like, "What's wrong?" We said, "Well, Lewis, suddenly has this bad ear infection and he's running a high fever. We're going to the emergency room." And she looked at him and she said, "Well, do you mind if I pray over him?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, knock yourself out." I didn't believe in any of that stuff at that time.
Oh, at that time? Okay.
At that time, I didn't believe. I thought it was all a bunch of mumbo jumbo horse manure.
Mm-hmm.
And so she went and sat down on the couch, and he came and she had him lay his head down in her lap. And she started rubbing her hands together and she started praying. I know now she was praying in tongues.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I didn't know what that was. I'd never heard of the expression. I knew it wasn't French and it wasn't Native American. It wasn't any language I had ever heard before. And she starts rubbing his ear and she's blah, 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 on this stuff and kind of this sing song voice and rocking with him. And she's rubbing his ear and she's talking in tongues. And she does this for like 2 or 3 minutes. And at this point, my husband and I are just standing there watching her, like, "What the shit is she doing?" We were both like, we didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And after a few minutes, she got up. She says, "Okay, I think he'll be okay now." And I handed her the egg or the sugar or whatever it was she wanted. She said, "Thank you very much." And she left. Before I could turn back around to say, "Let's get in the car," my son was up and jumping around the house like there was nothing wrong with him. No fever, no
Wow.
earache, no nothing. That fast, he was healed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Isn't that amazing?
my husband and I looked at each other and said, "Oh my God, did we just witness what we just witnessed?" I mean, that's all we talked about for days afterwards, because neither one of us could believe what we had seen. And we had watched it with our own two eyes. We knew our child was sick. We knew he had a fever. We could see that. We could feel that. And we knew he was sick by the way he was acting. For him to turn around minutes later and not a thing wrong with him. I mean, just boom, that fast. He was healed. It was like, holy crap, you know what? And it kind of, when I was a child, like 4 or 5 years old, I used to talk to God. That's who I said it was. It was a deep male voice. Think James Earl Jones, Darth Vader, that kind of
Mm.
voice, okay?
Yeah.
That deep, deep bass voice. And he would talk to me and I would talk back and I would have entire conversations with this male voice. And he would tell me things: "You're not supposed to do that. No, it'd be better if you did this," or "You're not supposed to go in there." And it was weird because I would talk and my grandmother would be like, "Who are you talking to?" And I would be like, "God." And she'd say, "Okay, well, tell him hi," and go about her business. She never questioned what I said. It wasn't until I was older that I realized, because she had the gift too.
Hmm.
Almost all the women in our family do
Yeah.
of some sort. She would, and this was back in the days of party lines, the phone on the wall. There was no such thing as caller ID or call waiting or anything.
Yeah. Phone tree.
And
Just
you'd
get
be
on the
doing
phone and
something
call.
and she'd stop, say, go get the phone. Your Aunt Sue's calling. 5 minutes later, the phone would ring and that's who would be on the phone, you know. And she always did that.
Hmm.
My mother would see visions of people's death and she hated
My
it.
mom was on.
She
Yeah.
never talked about it but a couple of times, and she fought it because it terrified her.
Oh yeah, I
Because
bet it did.
she would see like full technicolor 3D, like you're watching a movie, vision of somebody dying, and it
Hmm.
freaked her the hell out. Um, I had an aunt who would see family members after they passed. They would come to her and say, "Tell so and so this, tell so and so that."
Oh wow.
Um, and there were other women's. I would hear
They haven't
whispers.
two ones, but yeah.
I would hear whispers, and that's the Celtic and the Cherokee mix. I think is what I think is
Yeah, because
what.
you have that strong connection. I know that Rachel and Patricia have been talking about the fairies, the pukas, and everything, and with Ireland being so, you know, rich with the
Yes,
Fae and their
yes.
mythologies, and how when they came, I
Same
mean,
with the
when you bring
Welsh.
those two together, then- I mean, that is just a powerful. That's like
Same with the
almost
Welsh, and
magical.
we're Welsh, we're
Yep,
Scots, we're Irish, we're French,
that whole
we're
strong
English, we're
Celtic.
Dutch, we're Cherokee.
Yeah,
That I know of. There may be other mixes in there, who God only knows. But that's what one of my great aunts who spent decades doing genealogy traces in the family. That's what
yeah.
she told us.
I've been trying to do that. Yeah.
And so I always think that that was the second incident that had happened in my life since I had met my husband that were completely off the chain, rock your kind of world. This is not of this
Spirit
world,
reaching out to, yeah, that was
you
spirit
know,
letting you know
to
that
get
this
my
more
attention.
exists. Yes.
And and so I kind of started paying attention then when little things would happen, you know. Is somebody talking about the
Yeah.
cat?
Jake said,
Oh, purple elephant's
actually,
purple.
yeah,
I
Debbie.
love her elephant. I don't know where she
Yeah,
found it
that's
at,
why
but that
everyone's
is
like,
so
oh, I love
cool.
the purple oven. But yeah, she's like
Um,
sleeping. It's so cute.
yeah, she's zonked now. But now
Yeah.
I'm one arm short.
I asked if the Rougarou was a shapeshifter, and this is so interesting. First, I got the moon card for darkness. Then I got the sun for light. So 1 minute you don't see it, 1 minute you do, and then clarity for vision of sight and for obstacles. So yeah,
Ah,
it lets you see it when it needs to be seen. And if you see it, you better make sure that your intentions are good for
yeah.
the land, what you're doing there, and why you are there. Because if it's not, then I
All
would be
right.
kind of
I just
sorry for
tried
you.
to one hand shuffle.
Ancient forest.
Yeah, that's what I pulled. So I
That's what
mean,
I.
and I've been down in the swamps. I mean, I've been in the swamps. Uh, I went with my, at the time, she was still my sister in law. Now she's my ex sister in law, who's a photographer. And she wanted to go shoot pictures down in the swamp. Uh, and none of her girlfriends would go with her. My brother had no interest to go trudging around in the swamp. And me, I'm like, I'll go. Let's go do this. And yeah, baby, we did too.
Yeah, I was
Um,
never afraid to go into the woods and stuff. That was where I was
um,
the happiest. Was in
I
nature.
was good for about the first 15 or 20 minutes that we were in there. And then I started getting like that creepy feeling down the back of your neck that
Yeah, that
somebody's
you do
watching
not
you
belong there.
that
Hmm.
you can't see. I
Yep.
started getting that feeling and I was like, I think we need to go like now. We need to go. It's just like I felt like we were there and they gave us our time to do what we wanted to do. And then it was like, okay, it's time for you to leave now.
It's need for you time to go back to your own
Yeah,
home.
it's time for you to go back to civilization.
I'm trying to
And
find Scott's card.
and that's how it
I'll be
felt to me.
right back.
Okay. So let me see if I can get her to lay down. God, it's like having a baby again. Jesus. You gonna lay down for mama, huh? Come over here and lay down on the pillow. Come snuggle up in the pillow. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Lay down. Okay, let's see if she stays. You never can tell. Ugh. I love having a cat again, but it's been a while. I forgot how much
Now that I want the
time and effort that they.
alien cards, I should say, yeah, ET cards, excuse me, not alien, that's derogatory, he said. I cannot find his ET cards when I finally have a question that I know that I can use them for. So maybe it's telling me that no.
Did you pull it and put it aside earlier or something, thinking I'm going to be using this? So
Nope.
it's not in its regular place? I'm bad about that. I'll take something out and say, oh, I'm going to be using this later, and then I can't find it.
Because I come on here before and I pick up decks and I feel them. I'll shuffle and I say, "Will you be able to help me answer questions?" And then I'll pull the card out, and if it feels like it's okay, yes, no, and I'll go through a feel, and I'll go through and I'll do that with decks. And now it's just like, what the hell?
Yeah,
so I guess I'm not meant to use that
gone,
one.
gone.
So I can still do some cards for Jake's question.
Yeah, and here I was just telling that story.
And there's the medicine man and woman. Yes.
Another spirit card.
There's the fire again. It's that fire. And it's right on the water as well.
And then Dream Traveler.
Ooh, so interdimensional, yes.
With the water.
With the water.
So.
And a lot of paranormal investigators and people say water is so pure and powerful. Sky. It creates energy for spirits to manifest.
And then
why are you getting all spirit? But mamas, I want you. Pick me up.
Yes, I know.
So let's see.
Don't you poopy on my neck or I'm going to get really upset. I keep waiting for her little claws to dig into my neck and me scream. Yes, I hear you purring. I know.
No, this is not that. No. Well, that deck tells me no in a very weird way. It's weird. Extraterrestrial.
Come and get her, please, so I can.
You know, Jake, I'm really feeling that they're not extraterrestrials.
Well,
I feel like
just decided she wants to be the star. My son, who came to rescue me. So that's the one that got healed.
I was just telling
Actually, he's my only son, so he's my only child.
I feel that they're not extraterrestrial. I feel like they are.
I've never felt
that they were this earth. They belong to this earth. They didn't come from
now Bigfoot. I've had questions. Maybe Bigfoot were extraterrestrial or something like that from the things people have told me, but I have never felt that the ROUGAROU was. What little bit I did know, what little bit I heard as a child growing up, some of the
mystery card, Jake.
Legends, mystery.
There you go, mystery.
What I always, before I could even verbalize what I felt, I always felt it was more of a spiritual thing. You know, let me see here. See all my cards.
Jake, this is interesting. This is what Jake says. Grandfather Sky makes me think that they might be extraterrestrial. You know,
they could be. I mean, they never.
Well, they can't. Well, if they're shapeshifters, if they're an entity that's been here on the planet since the beginning. Now, when other races came here, of course, other races
they might have been seeded from other places,
and they might have this energy. But I think it's.
I still have always felt like it's more on a spiritual plane than an
Yes.
actual extraterrestrial or interdimensional uh
Okay, because Deb was wondering if she
plane.
thought it
Oh,
was
I see Deb was thinking interdimensional. Um, it just always struck me as something now, and I didn't realize that the legend came from France. Growing up, I always thought it was just crap that the church made up, mixed in with some Native American stuff to try to keep everybody in line, which wouldn't surprise me. Because it's very predominantly Catholic down here. I mean, even though we have a shitload of evangelicals, there's a lot of Catholics down here. There's like a Catholic church on every corner. Um, of course, Mardi Gras is real big because that is Fat Tuesday, the last day before Lent gets rolled in.
Yeah.
And people around here are pretty doggone strict about their Lent. You know, you can
I
pretty much at that point tell who's Catholic and who's not during Lent.
with Jake's question too. I shuffled again. I got growth. So I think that the myth kind of grew. To me, it's. I also got the mystery card again, and to have confidence that um, you just have to kind of believe, even though that's not the faith card. It's just having the confidence, the faith to know that it is a mystery, but it has grown out of something that was already here. And I think that they may all interact on an energetic level because they want to keep
Mm,
parts of that or that land protected. So you're having how many millions of years, this billions of years, this planet has been here, and other extraterrestrials that have come here, and mixing with or manipulating energies and creatures that were already here. I mean, there is just a big, like, it's like a buffet
yeah.
of just
And when I
different.
say I've always felt it was
Good
spiritual.
night, Rachel. Thank you for
Um,
coming.
Good night, Rachel. I'll see you this coming week. Because we're gonna do KD together on Wednesday. Um, it's when I say spiritual, I don't necessarily mean ghost and goblins, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
As and maybe elemental would be a better
Yep.
word to use for it. Something more along the French and the Irish
The
way of
ancient
looking at it.
ones.
The Fae, the
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 ancient.
elementals, the fairies, that kind of something that kind of comes from the earth that is not, it's not human, it's not extraterrestrial, it's it's
Mm-hmm.
it's more of like, how to explain it. I've never really had to try to explain it before. I'm sure other people could do it better than me. I've always kind of thought of it as
Elemental.
almost like
Yeah.
an
Ancient.
energy that comes from within the earth
Mm-hmm. And that
that,
takes on whatever
that
it needs to
to do what it
protect. And
needs,
yes,
whether if it's good, whether if it's bad, whether if it's in a joking manner, or whether if it's trying to scare people away to get them to go away and leave us alone,
I mean,
or
there are
trying to
spirits that
protect.
can tap into people's minds and know what scares them. I've seen this on other shows. So there may be spirits that or energies that will say, "Oh, okay, this is what tends to frighten these people. So to protect the land and the energy here, myself, this is how I would present myself to them." And they'll shape shift and present that image to
Yeah.
people. Amy Allen has talked about that. She's on the Dead Files, and she
Hmm.
said that she encounters a lot of homes that are haunted, and there are ancient ones that she calls them elementals that
Yeah.
were here before anybody, and they can tap into what scares people and then use that, for good or for,
Evil.
to do
Yeah.
whatever it is. Yes, or
Yeah.
to,
Good or evil. Let me this is a
and
deck I was looking
and
for.
again, I got a different deck. I got the cleanse card again. So the Rougarou, that energy is there is to keep that area clean as much as possible, of the negative energy, the people encroaching, um, people that are not there to take care of the land, and cleanse the ones that are. And then the
Well,
cocktails
and
again. You just can't know it, and they bring. And this was the last card that got me was balance. They help keep balance in that
right,
area.
right. And again, I mean, uh because I spent all last week, I pulled up several articles and some research stuff just to kind of. That's when I realized it was a French legend that followed
Hmm.
the Acadians down. I didn't realize that um, uh, from the loup-garou. So I didn't realize it was the. I had never even heard of that. So there are. Flowing asked a really good question there. Do they live in the swamp? There
Hmm.
are
Yeah, that was Flowen's question.
there are a lot of things in
I
the
think
swamp
so.
that I
Hmm.
wouldn't even begin to want to try to explain what it
Yeah,
is.
it's way
I
beyond
have
our
seen
understanding.
I have seen grown men that don't believe a bit or whit in anything paranormal, spiritual, extraterrestrial,
Yeah,
whatever, who are very grounded, very fact based, big tough men that have gone into the swamp and have come out like
changed.
babies, crying like babies because of whatever it is that they've experienced in the swamp. There are areas in the swamp that developers have wanted to go in and try to build up and develop and maybe like put a restaurant in there and put a gift shop in there and we can make some money and uh-uh. They go in, some don't come out, and that happens a lot. Now, whether if it's because the alligators ate them or because
Oh,
something else got them or
maybe that
because
was what
they
was
ran
supposed to
across some
happen.
old moonshiner's shack
Oh,
and got taken
yeah.
out. They might have run into some old voodoo witch that did her voodoo magic. And I've seen voodoo work. I met a voodoo witch once
Hmm.
and scared the living hell out of me. It was like I don't ever want to get on that woman's bad side. I don't think I ever want to be around her again for fear that I might piss her off. And she decides to put a curse on me because it was like weird and she really messed up that person's life. I mean, it was like I never saw somebody go downhill so fast.
Well, even if that person that was for karma, still technically, when I was learning about witchcraft and magic, it
Oh,
was only supposed to be used for protection, to actually just use it to go after somebody, to really, that's kind of like you're playing in the gray area. But
yeah.
sometimes the protection manifests itself in ways that, you know but it's a fine line. It's a
Yeah, I
lot of
just pulled
gray
all cups. I
area.
just realized that. I don't think I've ever pulled all three with the same suit.
Yeah,
I just
Peace
pulled all
asked the
cups here.
question, what was their purpose and do they have a mission? And for the first part, I pulled again the growth card. So the growth is the swamp, the land down there.
Yeah.
I got the energy. They're trying to maintain the right balance of energy. And I say balance because even though I didn't get the balance card, I did get the reflection, and that is a balance. So they're trying to teach people that how they live and what they do to the land is going to be a reflection on what they're seeing is going to be a reflection on them. I mean, we're all interconnected. We mirror
Right.
everybody. What we
Yeah.
do affects the land. So if the land is affecting us, well, what did we do to it for that kind of it's a
Right.
reflection. And
Well,
if
and
they
the
had the
cups are like I said, I just pulled 3 cups, and I was like, oh, wow, I've never pulled like all the same soup before. Um, because and that's very emotional. That's riding pure on emotion. I mean, the
hmm
first one I pulled was
here,
the
let me
Ace of Cups, you know, and so that right there is just emotion. And then I pulled the Six of Cups, and
here
that right there. That's nostalgia. That's using your imagination. So that's something like the Rougarou that takes in your imagination, and you can pretty much make it
it's a
into whatever kind
mind
of
fuck you. Exactly.
exactly,
Excuse my
followed
language,
with the
everybody, but
King of
it's true.
Cups. And then
Mm.
of course the King of Cups is the protector. He's
hmm
he's there to he's there to be responsible for what's happening at the same time that he's taken the responsibility.
He's
He's
testing you to
he's
make sure your
also, yeah, exactly.
intentions are true. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't think of the word. I was like drawing a blank there. So yeah, so I mean I go from the ace to the six to the king, and they're all cups. So it's all very emotional. And you start talking about this kind of stuff with people down here, and you'd be surprised how emotional people can get with when they start talking about their myths and legends.
hmm
I'm sure you've discovered that just in some of the interviews you've done for your show with different
Yeah.
areas. I know you and Scott did a
And even
show,
growing up, I have
and
I've learned a lot from a native friend of mine up here. She's Tuscarora, and whenever I have a question or I'm with her, it's like it's a lesson. She teaches me something,
yeah,
and they're very connected to their beliefs. And what do they have a mission piece? Yes, they here. Let me just do this really quick. Um,
there you go.
I got the light card, the light sun. They're trying to shine light on the
Yep.
fact that again, I got the cave, I got the protection. They're there to protect the land. Um, and then it's interesting. I got the joy card, music. So they're trying to bring
Wow.
harmony, balance to the land. So that's what they're striving for, to maintain that natural harmony.
Hmm.
Because when you go out into nature, for me, when you hear the birds and you hear the rustling, to me, that's music. That's beautiful. And it feels like they're trying to maintain that beauty and that joy, that when you go out there, you have that appreciation
Yeah,
for what is sustaining you. And like in that reflection card, and what sustains you, if you don't take care of that properly, that is going to quickly affect your life in a negative way. I mean, we both all
exactly.
need each other.
Well, I just shuffled and pulled again. I pulled the world.
Oh wow, almost
This
like
is
that other
that
card.
tarot at the end of the rainbow.
Here, let me.
If you ever watch Mark the Spirit Whisperer,
Mm-hmm.
um, he's the one that had this deck of cards that I first saw, and I was like, I have to have that. I fell in love with this deck. So this is the world, which of course, that's encompassing all of us. And when you look at this picture, I mean, it's not just that she's part or that
Adorable.
she's standing in front of the tree,
Mm-hmm.
but she's part of the
Of the
tree.
tree, exactly.
Her feet are roots, they're not feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like once you get past the knees, her legs turn into tree limbs. The same with her hands and her arms and her
Yep, the world
hair.
tree. Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is more Celtic to me than anything else. This is more of the Irish, I think, and the
And the same
Welsh and
too with
whatnot.
the
The
Scandinavian, the world tree, the
right.
Norse.
And then I pulled more cups, believe it
There
or
you
not.
go.
This time I pulled the Queen of Cups.
Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that purple.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It
And
is.
I love this deck. I could spend hours just looking at all the different
And
pictures
really
that are
quick,
on them.
look.
The artwork on this is gorgeous. But I mean, when you're talking Queen of Cups, you're talking again more emotions, but you're
Just
talking
yeah.
divination. You're talking,
Mm-hmm.
a religion of sorts, something that people believe in.
Tap into the dimensions.
She's there to tap into our spiritual thoughts,
Exactly.
to strengthen our spiritual beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pull the Ace of Cups again.
Yeah, it's very emotional, overwhelming, trying to,
Yeah.
and you got the
Yeah.
water too, to trying to cleanse that water, trying to keep it pure, trying to keep that.
I just sat there and shuffled them again, and I'd be damned if I didn't.
And just really quick, we did have Linda jump in at one point. So hello
Hi,
to
Linda. I
Linda.
didn't see her come in.
Bora Bora is here with
Oh,
us
hi,
as
Bora Bora.
well. And we were
Aiden's
just,
here.
and I was just going, and
Hi,
Aiden popped
Aiden.
in.
I went on your website and I put in a thing to do a collab with you. So you can look for my name.
Okay, so those were the questions. I'm looking to see if I might have missed anything else or if there was something that you wanted to
I haven't even, y'all forgive me, I have not paid attention to the chat. I see Linda G just popped on live for prayers. We'll lose half the room now. Um,
well, when Linda G came into
she just did a thing with Aiden.
and it was like
It
there
was
were like
awesome.
15 people and then all of a sudden there was like 1,000 people. I don't know if it was Debbie's channel at one day she came in and or one of them, and boom,
Yeah.
everything went from like just a couple like maybe 15, 20 people, boom, within like 2 or 3 minutes over 1,000 people she brought with her. I was like,
Yeah.
dang.
Yeah. She was doing a live
That's right.
stream the other day, and she was scheduled to go on to someone else's show coming up, and as she was talking in her live stream, she looked at the watch and she said, "Oh, I'm supposed to be on so and so's channel right now, so I'm going to end this, and y'all just follow me over there."
Over. And
And
they
by the
did.
time I went over to the other channel, she had already signed on. There was maybe 100 people in the chat, and within minutes, it hit like 900 people. I can't remember now who it was, but I was like, "Damn, man."
Linda, I did not know that about you. That's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Blessed be.
Now
But
I've
yeah, I
been
understand.
told, I was told by a natural witch years ago, before I had my son, that I was a witch. And she wanted me to come and learn from her. And my
There's a
husband
little bit
freaked
of
out.
witch in every woman.
Yeah, she had one blue eye and one green eye.
That's like the movie Practical Magic. Do you ever
Yeah,
see that when she made that
I
witch? She
love that
wanted one
movie.
brown eye and one,
She had one
blue
blue
eye
eye and
and
one
one
green
brown
eye,
eye. Oh
and one
wow!
blue and one green, very distinctively one blue and one green. And
That's
she
incredible.
had very dark hair, but about midway back from like a center part, she had like a white streak that came through. She said she was born with it. She'd had it all her life.
Yeah.
And her grandmother told her, because you're a witch like the rest of us. And when she got old enough, she started studying
Mm-hmm.
Wicca and paganism, and
I
to
mean,
try to
it's in
learn
all of us, but there are some family lines that do
that.
have a stronger, deeper, more natural
Right,
connection. And it
right.
takes less of an effort for them to learn and develop their abilities. Um, but yeah, everybody, has the ability, but
Oh
there are
yeah.
some hereditary lines that are extremely powerful. That's why I love that TV show, A Discovery of Witches. It was an incredible series, the 3 seasons, and they did an incredible job on it. Just amazing.
I don't think I ever saw that. What was it on?
It's on AMC, and
Okay.
the premise of it is that there was a covenant formed thousands of years ago between demons, and not like the evil like demons that you see in regular pop culture, or not just pop culture but your typical religion, but also witches and vampires. and they made a covenant that they would all agree to get along, not to hurt each other, and to live amongst humans. But the covenant was is that they could not mix, and which has parallels exactly of what's going on today about how dare you have, uh, and like in the story there was a demon and a witch who had a baby together, and they had to go into hiding and protection so that they wouldn't come for the baby. And in this story it was a witch that fell in love with a vampire, and it's not like a Twilight. I mean, it has some dark moments, but
Yeah.
the acting, the storyline, I guess it was based also on a book series, and just the visual effects and the costumes, especially when they went to 1590 for the second season. It was just everything was just so well done, and I still even get goosebumps because
Yeah.
when you show that tree with the woman in it,
Yeah.
the main female character, she is the witch that was destined to bring everybody together and to break that covenant so that everybody could live in peace and be who they wanted to be with. And part of her learning her lessons of her power created this beautiful world tree. And okay, I guess I'm talking about, I'm getting like literally goosebumps all over.
Okay. Well,
And
I just pulled the Knight of Pentacles, which is saying caution, be careful, take your time, make sure your safety. Um, Followed by the Emperor, which
hi
I don't
Nancy. Nancy Riker
see.
popped in.
And then the Emperor shows up,
Wow. That's a really amazing.
followed by the Magician.
What you create is what you sow. Yes.
Yep.
Now, Linda, who are you speaking? Oh, I asked her who she's speaking to as a
Oh, which
baby
one of
fan.
us?
Which one?
Which one? And what color is my R? I've always wanted to see R's. I've never been able to see an R.
So,
Girlfriend, we're going to have to talk.
I can't like see
Oh, I see
R's, but
Lisa's here. Hi,
oh, Lisa
Lisa.
just popped in. Hi, Lisa. So I'm still just asking random, just shuffling different decks and
Yeah, that's
see what
what
I
I mean.
get,
I pulled out my rainbow tarot deck. I love this deck.
because
I
wolves
got
are
this.
also protectors. So I could see why it would present itself as a wolf as well. The wolf is of the land. It's the protector. It's the, especially, what I did know is when I met Shan 20 years ago, that wolves mate for life. So they're very
Mhm.
family oriented. They're very
Oh,
connected in
yes.
their pact, and each member has a position in the pack of what they need to do, their responsibilities. So I can kind of see how the energy of the wolf is also a part of the Rougarou, history and energy down there,
Wow.
because it's the protection of that land, of the community, of the family, and keeping everybody
Did you
safe.
see what Nancy said
Let's
at
see, Nancy.
8:24? Her aunt was born with a veil. Yeah.
I've
Uh,
heard about that. My mom had one. She said, I don't
yeah.
know.
I broke 6 generations of firstborn daughter to firstborn daughter. I had a son.
Really.
Yeah. Um, I also broke 6 generations of firstborn being a breach. My son wasn't a breach. My mom was like, "Well, when you break the regular, when you break tradition, you break them all." And I'm like, "Well, I guess so." But it was funny because when I got my husband and I were told we could not have children. It was not going to happen. Don't even think about it.
Wow.
And so we were always like, "Okay, fine, we'll just adopt." And then whammo, I got pregnant with Lewis, and just shocked the hell out of both of us. I had the doctors, everybody that knew me was all, "Oh, it's a girl, it's a girl, it's a girl." Everybody kept telling me it was a girl. And I kept saying, "No, it's a boy." My mom was like, "No, it's a girl." And I'm like, "No, it's a boy. I'm telling you, it's a boy." I mean, I had a girl's name picked out, but
Mhm.
I never really thought long on it because I knew what his name was going to be because it was a boy. I just knew when he was born. Bingo, there he was. He was the boy. And a thought form. Now that's interesting.
Yeah, Sherry, I pulled up in when you know how you just had the magician. I
Mm-hmm.
had an I got the intention card.
Mm, with
So
the wand
intention,
there.
what you create, and I also got a fire card
What deck
for
is
that
that?
area. And it's the Witch's Oracle. No, Witch's Wisdom Oracle.
Okay, I
It's a
like that.
pretty
Those
cool
are
deck.
really nice.
And I got the masculine, so I feel like the Rougarou is going to be more of a masculine energy,
Oh, definitely.
kind
I
of
mean,
like
there
the
supposedly
out like
are female
the alpha.
Rougarous,
Hmm.
but it's
But
always
the
been
male
more of a
has that
masculine.
exactly.
Um, I never really heard of that many females that get turned into a Rougarou.
Yeah, it's
It's
mostly
always
all
been the
men.
guy, you know. Uh,
But that's an interesting thought form.
but
I think
thought
I think
form,
that was like the
that's
thought form where it started it created people.
well because it starts as
It presented itself. I
the
think that way.
boogeyman
Hmm.
to make your children behave.
Yeah.
One of the legends is if you put 13 coins or 13 grains of rice or 13 whatever. Ooh, a violet shimmer. How awesome is that? I love violet. That's pretty.
See, I can't actually see auras, but when if I have my art materials in front of me and I'm looking at somebody, I can immediately see in my mind, okay, let's grab this yellow, let's grab this shade of pink, or let's grab this shade of red, and I'll do something, and that's how I kind of feel colors.
Oh, cool. That's so cool.
But I want to go back to that question. That was a really
But
good
anyway,
question.
what I was saying, one of the myths is that if you put 13 objects, preferably shiny objects, around your bed at night, the Rougarou cannot come in and get you because they can only count to 12. And if they get
Hmm.
to 13, it messes them up and they have to start over. That's one of the myths. I think
I've
I
heard
got
that in another one too.
I think I got that off of the festival website. They had several of
Yeah.
different variations. Um,
Yeah, that
there
was
was
used.
another one of husband and wife where the not the wedding night, but I think the night after, the Rougarou took the wife and put her in a spell, and she couldn't tell her husband about the Rougarou for so many days. And if she didn't, then her husband wouldn't be turned into a Rougarou. But if she did tell, then he would become the Rougarou, and the
Hmm.
one that stole her would be free. So I'm like, okay, that kind of sounds kind of kinky if you're asking me. But you know, she might prefer the Rougarou to the hubby. I mean, who knows? Um,
So
but
for purple, for Deb's question, could the Rougarou be a thought form? I got banishment, a hex. Let me just go up really quick because I think a lot of people like these cards. I just pulled them out and started using them again. So kind of like a hex, like a banishment. So it may have started out to protect the land. Remember that thought form to scare people, to banish people from that area that had no good intentions for it. And then
yeah,
I also got Watchtower of the West, Autumn. So that's in the western part, like of the medicine wheel as well, which opens up to your intuition, into the realm of possibility, of mystery. And then the last card speaks for itself: respect.
yeah,
You respect that energy,
right. And I
and
think
that
the
was
people
to and
that
to respect the land. So yes, that's a
just
part
from the
of this
people that
as
I've
well.
talked to, the things that I've heard over the years, it was the people who really respected the land and respected, especially from the native aspect, that this was their land
Hmm.
that we encroached on. And it was the people that have respected that have never uh, had, I guess, bad things happen to their families. Um,
So who are you talking about, Linda? Is this
Who's got
still
the rainbow
Shari?
shimmer?
So I'm going to switch you over
Well,
because I
she's
think you
got
have.
me intrigued now.
I know.
I'm
So I didn't know about
shimmering.
this about our Linda. Did you? I
I
had no
didn't
idea.
either. Girlfriend, we
Oh,
have to do
thank
some
you,
talking.
Linda. I've had a lot of stuff going on, especially last night with the new moon. I had some very interesting dreams, and Tony from Shining Healing Hawk um,
I like her.
did a small reading for me on a dream that I had a hard time trying to figure out, and I got a wonderful read from her yesterday. So, um, oh, for me, okay, rainbows. Oh, okay.
Cool.
I'm
Yeah,
an
that's what I
artist.
was
I
just
love
saying. That's so
colors.
cool.
I love colors. So, you know, I'm not surprised. Ooh. So, thank you, Linda and Nancy, for pointing that out to me. So let's see. We are at
Don't
nine
let me forget to
thirty.
send you Lon's link when we get done. You can go check out his channel.
Yes, phantoms and monsters. I
I
would love
believe
to have him on.
something
Woo,
phantoms, something with phantoms and monsters. I don't remember.
I just
I've
had a car
known him for
jump.
years. God, back I started listening to him back around like 2003, 2004. Um, there was paranormal radio. It was
Oh
when
yeah.
some of the radio first started coming on the online,
Hmm.
and I would listen every Sunday night. They had like a couple of programs that would come on that were really interesting, and his was one of them where they would. He was with like two or three other people, and the people kind of shuffled and changed over the years, but Lon was all
Paranormal has really taken off. There's a lot of radio podcasts and everything now.
well. They used to be. Oh wow, what was the name of it? Um, Let me see if I can find it. It was
And a car
the
jumped up when I was
Paranormal
shuffling.
View was the podcast I used to
Paranormal
watch.
view.
I
Okay.
don't even know if it's still around anymore or not, but it was on a channel. I'm scrolling through
Yeah.
my link here.
When I was shuffling
Para
for
X Radio.
Para X.
Para Para dash X Radio. Look,
Gotcha.
I'll
I think my friend Amanda sent that to me once.
I'll
Okay.
type it in. Oh,
So I was
turn
shuffling
the
one more
keyboard back
time
on,
for
Shari.
another card for our ROUGAROU, and I got staff stability. So he's there to, and I love how the hands holding it and guiding. He walks the woods, the swamps, the area to keep it stable. Um, it's job. It's what he or it is there to do, and it's interesting. I just sometimes I think some people don't even realize
It just
that
jumped
they're
out again.
shifting. There you go. You got the spirit of the fire again. So it's stability. It's keeping the land as it should be.
Hmm.
And when you're in that area, make sure that you are mentally, physically,
This
emotionally
one just jumped
stable
out.
to be able to be down there, spirit of the earth. And there you go. Yeah. Gotta love it.
I'm telling you, I love this deck. I really do. I love this native spirit deck.
See, Linda, my issue is when I talked to Tony yesterday is that I'm getting so much at night, even before going to sleep. I ask my guides, please, just not so many, so that when I wake up in the morning, it's not a blur because it is. I can't remember. I'm remembering, but I can't see anything because there's so much all thrown in. And so that's what I'm trying to get my guides to help me at night. If there's just one thing I remember of all of that, you know, let it be the most important. That was beautiful. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to let Linda know.
Yeah, no, no, go for it. I just, as you're talking, I'm pulling cards that are matching up with what you're saying. And
Yeah, I had one last night that I had to throw some cards on because I can't quite figure out something.
and something I love Lisa and Debbie's dream thing that they do.
Oh, I know I missed it.
I
I
like
missed
to
it.
listen to it, but it's like it's frustrating because I never remember my dreams. And I've
Hmm.
tried to, like, before I go to bed at night, say, please let me remember them.
That's
I'd
what I
put
do.
like a little pad and pen by the bed so that when I get up in the morning, if it's right there, I can write it down. Nothing. I never remember my dreams.
But
The other
Linda, that's what I
day,
do. That's what I do,
the other
Linda.
day, I was playing around on the computer and I just got like really tired all of a sudden. Since I've had the
Hmm.
COVID, it's like I get tired really easy.
Yeah,
And I
you're
thought, you
me.
know what? I'm just going to lay down and take a nap. And I thought, I'll lay down for 30 minutes. I'll be good. An hour and a half later, I woke up. And when I woke up, it was like, that was the wildest dream I just had. I could remember most of it. And I
Awesome.
grabbed the pad and the pen and I just started writing. And then after it was through and I looked at it and I said, that doesn't make any damn sense. It was like just weird gobbledygook stuff. But so I
Yeah.
guess it was automatic writing or something. I don't know, but it was like,
But Tony
I
said
can't
to
remember the
save them.
dream now to save my soul.
Yeah, but
But when
Tony
I
said that.
woke up from it,
Right.
it was like, it was, it was, it was like, wow, that was wild. And that just doesn't
Yeah.
happen to me. So,
But Tony, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry,
no, that's
Sherry.
okay.
But what Tony told me to do is even if I write down one possible image, not even what I understand it or if a word, and then she goes, and you take your pages out and you lay them in front of you, and then you try to piece together and kind of see if it starts to form like something that's cohesive. Where okay, so this here probably mean is connected to this, and seeing what this means will make this understand. And I'm just like, wow, as long as I can get there at some point, because yeah, I'll look back and go, wow, what the hell was that all about?
Yeah.
Hi, Viviani.
Oh, hey,
So we
Viviani.
so we are at nine
We've been in
thirty
chat
nine.
chasing each other all day today. Her and Nancy and Linda, and seems like everybody I see here tonight, Lisa, everybody I've seen here tonight has been in a chat
Yeah.
or other.
Yep. Lisa says keep practicing because Lisa's,
Yeah, I keep
the
asking
lucid
every
dreamer
night.
guru.
I keep
She's the
asking,
dreamer.
it's like now that it's waking up, it's like now it's like I want it all the way woke up. And it's like I keep feeling like they're saying, not so fast. Take your
Yeah.
time. Baby
Yeah.
steps, you're coming along. So I've
Yeah.
had to
I
like try to reel myself back in and say, okay,
yeah.
just it's coming. Just take it easy.
Yeah. I had dreamed that I had a native gentleman with me, and there was another one off to my side I couldn't see, and I think it was a female, and I was in this like bowl of not bowl, but an indentation in the ground, and it was surrounded by rocks and grass and stuff, and there was this dirt. I'm looking down at this dirt, and it said you have to. I had to leave something behind, and I was remember saying I can't leave this behind, and it's too painful. I'm too connect. I can't give this away, and I woke up, and it's just like, but I did because I
Yeah.
was able to leave. But can I remember what it was? All I keep seeing is plain dirt. So hopefully, one of these days
Maybe it's the
it'll
land.
it'll click.
I mean, you're native. So maybe it's the land that's telling you.
I'm not as far as ancestry.com tells me.
Well, it doesn't have to necessarily be by blood. A lot of
Yeah.
people are Native
Oh yeah, I
American
have a lot of
because they've
guides.
chosen to be Native American. They've chosen
Yeah.
to adopt that lifestyle, that
Oh
family,
yeah.
that, you
Yeah, I have a
know,
lot of guides, and I'm like, what are you trying to tell me with the dirt? I can't, I'm looking down at the dirt. I had to leave something there, and I got to leave, but I can't remember what it was I left behind. And I guess that's the
see
mystery right now, right?
if I can take a picture of my several years back when I still lived in Phoenix, and my mom had moved out and lived with me for a few years. And we used to go buy our cigarettes on the reservation because they were cheaper.
Yep.
And there was a little store just a couple of miles from the house that we would always go buy our cigarettes from. And I mean, they knew us both, you know, and they were always real friendly. But one of the guys that was kind of like the bosses of the store, he just fell in love with my mom. When she would come through the door, it was hugs and how you doing and all this kind of stuff. Well, we had gone in one day to go get cigarettes, and they had put out a calendar for for their tribe, and it was all of their local artists that did each month's artwork. And so every month had an original drawing or painting or picture or something on it from someone in their tribe. And they were giving the calendars away for free until they ran out. And I just got lucky I got one. And as I was going through the calendar just to look at all the pictures first, there was one picture that literally like leaped out and grabbed me by the throat.
Oh, really?
And all I could hear in my head were, "We're your guides." I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what spirit guides were. I just heard
Oh,
it in
okay.
my head. Let me wait. Give me just a second here. Because it's too hard to move the camera. So
You're just
let me
putting
see.
that in there. Make sure that you. Okay, everybody. I just went ahead and put Sherry's. Should be popping up soon. Sherry's link to her channel. So please
Oh
remember
yeah,
to
I can put it in.
subscribe.
And,
Because I can't remember who's a
okay.
moderator or not.
Okay. I don't know if you can see it.
I see something. I see two blue figures. It looks like they're
It's all
holding
in blues.
staffs.
It's all done in blues.
Oh wow,
And but it's
that's beautiful.
all
It's like your
it's
throat
like
chakra and your third eye chakra.
it's like two or three chiefs that look like they're walking through a windstorm. You know, everything is like being blown back and they're going through it's like they're walking through the wind. And everything's being blown back, but it's almost like a dream
Mm-hmm.
that you can see them in.
Yeah,
But and now it's going to be
and I
blurry.
love the
It's too
colors because
close.
it's
Yeah, and it's all in
your
blues,
third
and blue is my
eye and
favorite
your
color.
throat.
And
Oh, okay.
but I saw that picture, and when you look at the original, if you get up close to it, you can see the little hole where the calendar thing was for the calendar
Yeah. But
because
still,
there was
that's
no way
beautiful.
to cover it up.
You can have
I
it
loved that
magazine.
picture so much that when the year was over and I quit using the calendar, and I wouldn't let anybody write anything on that page's month because I didn't want the picture messed up. My mother snuck the calendar out of the house without me knowing it. And she took the page,
Oh,
she brought it
okay.
to work. She worked at Joann's in the
I
framing
worked for there
department,
too.
and she had it matted and framed with museum glass,
There you go.
which is very expensive.
Expensive. Mm-hmm.
And she
The
had
UV
this
rays.
beautifully done. She found this frame that she stained the right shades of blue. I mean, she went all out for it and then gave it to me for a birthday present when my birthday rolled around. And I was
Beautiful.
floored because she knew how much I loved the picture, and she just knew that it meant something more to me than just a picture that I liked. It just resonated with me in a way that I didn't understand. And then when I found this community and I started getting to know people and started realizing that there's something more to this, there's a reason why I found y'all, you know, and we got ready. We had to move last summer. I'm sure those of you who were around last year remember my panic for several months, you know, because it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't in my timeline, it was in theirs.
Yeah.
And as we were trying to pack things up to move, I couldn't find my picture. And I was freaking out. I was like with my son, where are my guides? Where are my Indian guys? Where's my natives? He's like, Mom, they got to be around here somewhere. It's in the frame, it's got put in a box or wrapped in something. I went nuts until I could find that picture. And sure enough, a couple of blankets had been wrapped around it and it got laid flat into a box so it wouldn't get messed up. Because I was like losing it, like, oh my God, if my picture's gone, I'm gonna just go berserk. That's the
Yeah,
first thing I hung on the wall when we moved here. That's the first thing that went up was my picture. You know.
yeah.
Oh, it's just my son.
So yeah, Linda was saying that she lived in Arizona too. She moved from Phoenix up to Sedona, and I loved going to Sedona every chance I could. I hated having to go back to Flag, to Flagstaff. I would just love sitting. My favorite vortex was the airport one, and I would just sit up there and just look over Sedona and watch the clouds going over the red rocks and feeling that warm breeze, that wind, and just feeling that gentle, soft energy coming right up from it. I loved it.
Yeah.
I missed it.
I never went up in that area because I couldn't drive up there because of my
That's
fear
why
of
I didn't go
heights.
down to Phoenix. Phoenix scared
Yeah,
me, the
because I
drivers.
couldn't I couldn't drive the mountain roads and trying to find somebody to go up to do, what I wanted to do was just
And we were there at the same time.
I know
I,
it's
I think Linda and I think Linda
the
was
same
too.
with Katie. She was right there in Tucson. I
Yeah.
can't
I
tell
never
you how many
made it
times I
down to
drove through
Sedona.
Tucson,
Yeah. Now it's
and
just like, oh, could have had a V8,
exactly.
One of those moments.
But
Oh,
yeah, so but
wonderful. Nancy lived in Phoenix too. Yeah, Phoenix scared me. I was there once with a friend who drove down with me, and then for work for a day. But after that, it was just like, nah. I stayed up in Flagstaff and went to Sedona. And you want to talk about going to a creepy, haunted, scary town, Jerome, right outside of Cottonwood, outside of Sedona. That place scared me. That was some funky
the
energy
family's
right
home.
there.
um
Yep.
I did
It's almost
more
10 o'clock
I
here.
did more traveling to San Diego and back because when my son joined the Navy, after basic training, they sent him to San Diego for school because he was a sonar tech. And so I used to drive over to San Diego, which was like a 5 hour drive, and go spend the weekend when he would be off. And then I had an acquaintance that lived just outside of LA, and I drove over there a couple of times to visit. Um, that's how I got to go to Rodeo Drive the first time I went there,
Ooh.
and we went out, just sightseeing. And I said, I want to go to Rodeo Drive. He says, what do you want to buy? And I said, I don't want to buy anything. I said, I just want to drive up and down the street so that I can honestly say I've been to Rodeo Drive, and that's all I want to do. I said, because I'm not paying $50 for a $2 keychain. I'm not going to
No.
do it. And so that's what we did. We went and drove up and down Rodeo Drive like 2 or 3 times until people were looking at us funny.
Hey, Tangy.
Hey,
Roman Biscotti just joined us.
I
So, well,
see
it's
that.
9:50. So, want to chat for another 10 minutes and end at 10 o'clock my time, and it would be what,
That
9 o'clock your
works.
time?
That
Okay.
works for me.
So, if anybody had any other questions about the Rue, I'll just call it the Rue right
Yeah.
now, or we could just do maybe a collective, to
Oh,
send
there you
everybody.
go.
Do a collective.
Those are my native guys, so
That's
I'm
beautiful.
gonna have to post.
Oh, here, I'm gonna put you in the hot seat. Show Tangi this because she sees things in my art. Oh, she sees my guides and things in my work. I think and her being an artist, I think she would love to see that picture.
Who?
If you could bring that back up,
Oh,
Tangi, take a look at that. It's a little hard to see,
yeah.
but Sherry was told those were her spirit guides. Isn't that beautiful? I can see them. It's like they're like
Going the wrong
windwalkers.
direction.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting everything is backwards. So,
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah, I love my
Yeah. I just
guys.
wanted to share that because I sent her some artwork. that I finished last night. And she's like, "Up, I see the spiritual guide
Yeah,
you
see,
do."
I
And I'm like,
my
"Yep."
son's my son's an artist. He draws and paints and stuff. I can't make stick people.
Oh my
I am
God!
arts and crafts
Don't get
challenged.
me started.
I am arts and crafts
Everybody gets
challenged.
upset with me. You
I
don't
can't
need
glue two
to.
sticks together and make them stay. I
You
literally
don't need to.
can't
Yep, there's her. She saw it.
draw. I can't, just. I
Gorgeous.
mean, I can do it, but it's
If you could pick
not
up a
what
pencil, a
anyone
color pencil, or a
would call art.
paintbrush,
It's more like,
and just go
what
like
happened
this
to that?
and do shapes and things, that's.
Yeah, beauty in the eye of the beholder. I like to look at other people's artwork because they know what they're doing and do it well, and I can enjoy it because I don't do it well. So it's like, why bother?
Well,
I'll
what
look
about
at yours.
mandalas? What about getting the coloring books and do your own personal mandalas in the colors that you connect with and resonate with?
I tend to connect more with the blues and the greens and the
Yeah,
violets.
in the mandalas, they have coloring books so that if you were to get like a set of pencils, you can create your own personal mandalas with the colors that you choose to put into it and not anybody else. That's just as powerful and artistic as well.
Wow, I don't know anything about them. I don't even know what they are. So that's
What is
interesting.
that? Look up mandalas. You're like the
Yeah,
circular
I mean,
and the like
I
patterns.
say I don't know what they are. I know technically what they are, but I've never I've never seen one or done one. So I'm like, I feel like an idiot.
Don't
I
I
hate
know?
khakis, by the way.
Yes, Jake from State
You don't
Farm.
like my
Remember?
khaki pants? Is that what you're telling me?
You're hysterical, Jake.
Just
Yes,
because I'm wearing
Tangi said.
khakis today doesn't mean you have to pick on me.
Tanchi says I can clearly see two flowing beans and a water dragon. And you love dragons.
Yeah, I do love dragons.
She saw a dragon in there.
Let
That's
me let
cool.
me
Tanchi
blow
doesn't
this up
know
a little
that.
bit more.
Nope.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
there definitely are two native guides. You can see that.
Mhm.
And I see the dragon now. The minute she said it, I see it. Before I always saw it as a horse. But when I look at it now, I realize it's not a horse there. That is a dragon there. But what I like is the way it's like somebody's just wind sweeping everything in one direction. I mean, the first time I saw it, the first thing I thought was it's like a dream.
And
It's
this is the
like,
one I sent Tangi last night. It's kind of hard to show.
oh, that's pretty.
So that was the one I
I
sent
love those
Tangi. I'm doing
colors.
on a series of them. So it's almost if you turn
See, I
around, you
made
see
it
a
a little
whale.
bigger.
And it's like, I can see a whale. Oh, that's clear now. Wow, look at the beautiful feathers. It's hard for me to see the dragon though, but I believe it's in there
Um,
because you have dragon energy around you and
let's
your
see if I
connection
can.
to your dragon tarot that
Let's.
you have.
All right, Sherry, you're gonna get your shit together here. The dragon is more right up in this area, like going across.
Okay.
Well, I moved the damn picture. Okay, the dragon is more right there in that corner, like coming up for the bottom corner,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
almost like
no,
one of the
I see
natives are coming
something
out of
green.
his mouth.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I see it now. Yep.
Yeah, I never. And if you look right under it, like right here, it looks. Let me blow it back up again. It looks like a face under
Right
the
in there.
dragon. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You have a
Looks like
lot. I can see a lot of guides in there. I see a lot of
oh
faces.
yeah. I mean, the first time I saw this, like I said, it literally grabbed me by the throat and said, "We're your guides."
I see faces in all the weird
And I was
places.
like, "What the hell does that mean?" You know, but
They're saying hi to you.
they were definitely letting me know that they were there. So I might have to post that. You know,
Okay.
but yeah,
Oh, so the card for the collective, one of them, rebirth. So we're all going through a rebirth. This is for the Yule card for solstice, but it doesn't matter what time of year. We're all going through a rebirth, especially with everything going on in the world. Um,
Did I write it
the whole
down?
world itself is going through a rebirth. All
Oh
the
God,
ugly,
yes.
everything's being
On
brought
that
out
we
to the
agree.
light, and a new. What are you doing? Get out of my garbage! Get out of there! And it's going to intensify. And this is Litha. This is for the actually for the summer solstice, which we just had. So intensification. So yes, that energy is intensifying right now this month with everything going on. And last card, and to remember, witch, we're all healers. There's a little bit of witch in all of us, like Practical Magic said. And we're all
Yeah.
healers. So
I
remember to
know
heal yourself and everybody else.
for several
Mozzie.
days in a row, I was getting up in the morning and just pulling like one card. Um, and I got like 3 or 4 mornings in a row. I got one card after the other that just like built on the one from the day before.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, but I'm shuffling these in between. It's not like I'm putting them in order there. So
Yeah, it's amazing. You just keep turning the cards over and they continue to tell a story. There's the spirit of the earth. Yep.
Oh, I'm getting water. Hold on.
Gathering your tribe. Women are gathering, yes. And yesterday was International Women's Day as well.
yep.
Should be that every day. Offerings. Oh, there we go. Look at it's Stonehenge too in this card.
Yeah.
The rocks.
Very similar
There we go.
with that arc around the top of it.
Yep, that's the Stonehenge. Yep. It's Mozzie, Amy, not Max. Oh, the wounded healer, and I got the healer card. We can't make this up, Shari. Look at that.
Yeah. And then ancestors,
Yep.
as I was showing off my native guys.
Yep.
Hearth
And I got Hearth, Homecoming.
and homecoming. I
Yep.
pulled ancestors.
Yep. Hearth and Homecoming. We can just, hey, folks, we're here all night just pulling one
Yeah,
card
I'm
like
just
that.
it's like
Earth card,
I
grounding.
saw
We need to get grounded. Make sure. We need to get grounded at home. We need to
I don't
stay
know if it
grounded.
was Lisa and somebody or it was 2 other readers I saw several weeks back that were talking about something, and one of them pulled a card and the other one pulled up the same. They were using the same deck.
Yeah.
And they were both shuffling, and one of them pulled a card up, and the other one was like, "No way!" She held up her card; it was the same card. And he went through like 3 or 4 draw, and every
Wow.
one of them
That's
were the same
connection.
card. They were like, "We're on the opposite sides of the country from each other.
Did you hear
How
that
are we
doggy?
doing this?"
Did you hear that
Yeah,
doggy?
that's the little dog.
He's
That's
like,
my
I
friend.
can't be bothered.
He's the little dog is the Dorky. He's a Dachshund and a Yorkie mix.
Aww.
So they call him a Dorky.
Dorky.
Yeah, that's what they call him.
Now I got all this cat hair up my nose.
Yeah. Every time I lick my lips, I get hair in my mouth from the cat
Yeah.
being all over me.
I wouldn't want it though any other way. My babies. Yeah. My fur babies.
That's it.
And those were my cards for the collective. And I just love how we got a couple of the same cards tonight, but between the both of us, we kept getting the similar or the exact. So
Oh yeah, I
I
know.
know Ron.
It's
He's got
been-
beautiful eyes, doesn't he? Ron likes your eyes, Mozzie. See, oh, I
I
got the
love
beautiful eyes. Okay,
those
he's had
beautiful
enough.
blue eyes.
Ugh.
I actually have a screensaver picture that I got eons ago. And you don't know what kind of cat it is
Mhm,
because it's like just this part of the face,
mhm.
but it's black with those ice blue eyes. And that's all you see are the eyes and the black cat face. Don't know what kind of cat. If it's a regular cat, a big cat, you can't tell. You just get like this portion of the face, and it's just the eyes popping out of that black fur. It's like, wow,
I
that's
was in a chat earlier this month, and somebody was saying that they did not like black cats because she said one day she saw one and she's like, I had bad luck for the rest of the day. And I said, no, they're full of love and joy and happiness. She goes, I beg to differ. And I'm like, okay, I'm
yeah,
out of here.
yeah.
There was no, it's
Some
just too
people you
bad.
just can't. You just gotta
And I
let it.
told her, I go, but because you believed in that, you created that for yourself. And you put it in your mind that because you
Bingo.
saw a black cat, that you're going to have bad. It was nothing to do with the cat.
No,
It was just all, So, yeah. Come on, people, wake up. We need more awakening. But that's what we're here for, to,
I gotta work
help
more with my
people.
my quartz crystal
That's
because
beautiful.
it's still. It's actually. It was a special deal I got online, and I know we're going over time, but I don't care.
No, I'm in no
And I
hurry.
actually got all of these neck, two of the black cord necklaces, but one is the moon and stars,
Oh, that's pretty.
and one is okay. This was just another. One is like just a 3-dimensional star.
Oh, it's a Merkaba.
Oh, is that what that is?
I
Okay.
think I think that's what they call are the Merkabas when they have the
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just, it's like it's a 3-dimensional star all the way
Hmm.
around. One is just,
I think that belongs to
they're
men.
all clear quartz. One is just a nugget.
That's beautiful.
Isn't
I
that
like that
pretty?
one. Hmm.
Um, but it was like all I had to do was pay shipping, and it was like under $15 for the shipping. And, and I got all of these.
I'm like,
This
where's
one
my
was
credit
the
card
tree
now?
of life,
Very nice. Yes.
and they're all clear quartz. And then I got one that's just the regular pendulum type.
Yeah.
And I was like, $15 for all of those. Yeah, okay, sold. I'm dangerous with a credit card. I have to hide it from myself.
Oh my God, you have no idea the trouble I've been in because of that. Um,
I
do I have it?
literally have to hide it from myself.
I got to show you something. I think I might put it back over here. I have to find it. Let me
See,
see.
my weakness is jewelry, and the algorithm in the computer has figured that out.
I've got
You
two
show Sherry
crystals.
blingy things, she will pull out her credit card and buy it.
Shari.
Oh,
I got that when I was in Arizona, Sedona.
that's
That's
awesome.
rainbow obsidian carved
I
in
was
the
going to
shape of a
ask you if that was
butterfly.
obsidian.
Yeah.
Wow, that is gorgeous.
And earlier this year, it's kind of hard to see on this one, but I got a bloodstone. And look
Yeah,
at this wasn't manipulated. It looks like a red rose blooming in the middle of it.
it does. That's why I was getting ready to ask you if they made it like that or if it came natural.
No, that's just it's natural because there's parts of it that's still a little raw because they couldn't polish it. But yeah, my
I had got
beautiful,
this a while back because
my
Jen
beautiful
had said get rose quartz to give your crystals more power. And I picked this up.
rose quartz.
You can actually see where there's like
Oh, the little
indentation
indentations.
that you can
Now is
set
that's
stones
rose
in,
quartz?
and it's
Hmm.
solid piece of rose quartz. It's just a little round dial. I think I paid
Wow.
$5 on it from Amazon, and I set my pendulums on it. I keep my pendulums on it because
Now
that's
that
Jen was saying. Somebody was asking her something about uh, what's a good thing besides the selenite
my
to
carnelian.
give your oh that's pretty
I love things
to
that I
give
can put
your
in the palm of my
stones more power. And she said, "Oh, put them on rose quartz."
Really?
flat
Now, I always thought,
mountains.
something like with
All my rocks are here. I've got a
quartz
mixture.
crystal.
Yeah, I don't know what's what, but I've just got them in
Yep,
little
that's how it
cups.
starts. And then after that, it's all out of control.
And then this morning I woke up and it was like, okay, I need to carry rocks today.
And I love
So I woke
my
up and I grabbed
Ooh,
this, which is like a red agate or striped
okay.
agate, they call it.
Yep.
And then this one, which is an obsidian. And
Or
I
an
got,
onyx. That's pretty.
yeah, you're just
And I
little.
love this malachite because it looks like there's a tree. It's kind of hard to see, but
Oh,
if
yeah,
I
like,
tilt it
yeah.
this way.
You've held that one up before. I've seen
Oh,
that one.
okay. Yeah, one of my malachites that I have that I love.
Yeah, no, I have
Oh,
another
I
one.
love playing show and tell with my stones. I'm going to have to go on one day and just put the link in the
Yeah, and I
chat
got
and
these in
say,
the other
everyone,
day,
your
and I was
stones
like,
rock
I
with
need to
me.
do like a show and tell video
Yeah,
real quick
we'll have a rock party.
and have everybody look at my new stuff that I spent money on that I shouldn't have spent money on.
Oh, good
But,
night,
oh
Tangi.
well.
Thank you for stopping by.
Good night.
Enjoy your flight. But yeah, I just
Is she flying somewhere?
well, Tangi's connected to the extraterrestrial realm. Her guides and
Cool.
her she feels her main soul spirit is from another system, and so her
That's
one
awesome.
guide that stays and hovers over near her for protection is she gave her the name of Roman Biscotti. So that's her kind of like alter ego, her connection to her star
Mhm.
seed um, spirit.
My
I
son
love
did a
rose
cover of
quartz. I
he dropped a video today, a cover of
Ooh, he's a
David
musician.
Bowie's Space Oddity. This is ground control
Yeah,
to
control
Major Tom.
major Tom.
He did
Yeah.
a cover of it today, an acoustic cover. He dropped the video today.
Oh, what's
And
your
we were
son's channel?
Shorty
Because my
Beard on
Shari.
Instagram.
Oh, okay. Because Sham plays guitar,
And
and
he's under,
Shorty Beard.
yep, I just put it in chat.
Oh, okay.
And
There you go. All one word. Okay.
yep.
Yeah,
Or
he just had a tooth pulled yesterday, so one of many coming up because do people like dentists? No. Do they not take care of their teeth? Yes. So, yep.
yeah, mine go in a jar every night.
Oh,
Cost me a bloody fortune, but
yeah.
it was well worth it. My teeth had started rotting away on me. Um,
And I love green calcite. If anyone has never had a piece of green calcite, I love the slightly waxy, beautiful. To me, it looks like water. When you see that green water. So
yeah.
I love and recommend the uh,
Okay, that's his
the
YouTube
green.
channel. I just put it in the chat. You can see his videos
Yep,
in his
shorty beard.
YouTube.
Oh, Carl
And
B.
his Instagram is, I don't know, I'd have to look it up. I don't have it saved. You can see his artwork on his Instagram, but you can get his Facebook, his Instagram, and all that stuff from his YouTube channel.
And this person here is also your family,
That's my
or
son.
your son? Okay,
Yeah, that's my son, Lewis.
okay.
His
I'll write
first
the
name
name
is
down,
actually
Lewis.
Carl. His middle name is Lewis, but
Gotcha.
his daddy's first name was Carl, not Turtle. And but his grandfather's name was Lewis. And out of all the kids, all the grandkids, all the great grandkids, there weren't any other Lewises in the family.
Hmm.
And when he
Yeah,
was
I'm the
born, I
only Heather.
said, we're going to name him Carl after his dad, Lewis after his granddad, and we're going to call him Lewis after his granddaddy.
Yeah,
And
when I've
so,
had access to Ancestry.com and some parts of the family, I could go back to Revolutionary War and 15th century. I have not seen any other ancestor with the name of Heather. I'm so far from what I've been able to cover in my different family trees all over. I am the very first and only Heather.
wow.
And of
There has
course,
been a
yeah.
Lynn or a Loy, Loy, or Lynn, Lynn, in my great grandmother's side of my mother's side of the family, for as far back as they can remember. Um, my mom was the only one that didn't have Lynn or Loy for her middle name. It was Annette.
Yeah, my
My
family's
grandmother was
popular
on
with
drugs
Marie.
that day. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm Sherry Lynn, and my mom's sister was Cynthia Lynn, and my grandmother's was Barbara Loy. Her mother was Lenny Loy, and he's like, so we
Yeah,
got
my mom
Lynn's and
almost called
Loys.
me Bobby Joe. I'm like, thanks, Mom. No, I'm very happy with Heather. Thank you very much. That just thinking about calling myself, I knew that would not have been my name. That would not have been
I have
fun.
one aunt who would never call me just Sherry. It was always Sherry Lynn. Middle and first and middle name Sherry Lynn.
Well, if you ever heard my
You just
middle
say
name go with
Sherry.
my
Yeah, no,
first
your name
name,
is Sherry
then
Lynn.
you're in trouble. If I ever heard my middle name along with my first name,
See, that's what I
for
was.
my
That's what
mother,
used to throw
I
me
would be in trouble.
when I would hear
I'll be
Sherry Lynn.
corrected.
That meant okay, my butt's getting ready to get whipped.
Uh huh.
I'm in trouble now to say my full name. So
Yep.
you
Oh,
know
I know that. Alrighty, I need to
exactly.
take my nighttime medication. So
Me
before it gets
too.
too late,
And go eat
thank you
something.
again, Sherry, for
Thank you.
joining me. We've been on for almost
Sorry I was
3 hours.
late. I
It's
just
okay. We were
just
just chit
lost it.
chatting and having a good time,
That's true.
supporting Jake. You know, if you look at in the back of the beginning, we were giving him some tough love, pure love, and support.
Um,
And I just
Kathleen, Kathleen Light.
J Lightworker, yeah.
Yeah, that she. Anytime I ask for a reading from her, she hits me with something that's like a sucker punch to the gut every time.
All my readings when I ask it on her channel, they're always spot on, and I
Yeah.
love how
Oh
she
yeah.
looks at it
It's
and she
always she
tells you
hits
as
me
it
with
is.
something that I'm currently trying to deal with, and she just boom. But just I'm like, okay, that one hurt.
It's like, yep, she called
But it's like
that
I
one.
get
She's
it
called
now.
me out plenty of times, yes, with the cards. So,
That's it.
yes, thank you everybody for coming. Nancy, Amy, Viviani, Flowing,
Thank you, everybody,
oh,
everybody, everybody.
Teresa, Linda, everybody who came in and had to leave and who came in, and it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much. Please remember to like and subscribe on Sherry's channel.
Thank you,
I'm
thank
up.
you.
I hit the 200 mark, so
Yay!
200. Yep. So I'm very
Where am I
happy with
at?
that.
Wait, I'm gonna peek real quick
And
and see
but
where I
look,
am. I'm up there somewhere. I don't know.
but
I'm
I for me it's more of the
my son and
quality
I.
than
Well,
quantity.
I'm at 237. Okay.
So, oh, there you go. You're on your way to
Yeah,
250.
I'm getting there.
So, yep.
300's my
And
goal now.
don't forget, Sherry's going to be on with Renee this week on
Tomorrow night
tomorrow night.
at 6 p.m. I don't know what I'm doing.
And I will be
I
with
don't remember.
Maya on her channel, reading on some more true crimes that
Oh,
we've
cool,
come
cool, cool.
across. So that'll be at 6 Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. her time in California. I'm still getting used to all the different time differences.
I just went and peeked real quick. I remember Renee's doing a Pride thing
Okay.
for Pride Month, last day of the month because June is Pride Month,
Mm-hmm.
and she was had asked me, as an ally, would I like to come on and share any stories or anything, and I said, yeah, sure. So I'll be on there tomorrow night. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we'll
I
play it
have a
by ear.
lot of little bros across the country that are
Yeah,
gay and they're my little bros. So
yeah.
yeah, I have a
I
lot. I have
reconnected with
family
an
too
I
that are
reconnected with an old friend of mine a couple of years back. We used to work together. That's how we met years ago. I've known him for, geez, over 35 years. I mean, I knew him before my son was born. or right after my son was born is when I think we met, and then we wound up working together for a long time. And he's always been gay. I mean, he was gay back then, still is. Um, and we just recently rediscovered each other on Facebook a couple of years back, and he was like, "Oh
Oh,
my God, I found you!" So it's been great, and so we're always sending pictures of hunky guys to each other, saying, "Oh, check this one out."
um, I have to give a little shout out to my fella here. Um, try to find. He loves taking pictures of himself. Um, but this is my Kyle. He is
Oh,
Zuni
he's a cutie
Navajo.
pie.
Um, he teaches me a lot about the Dene culture and the
Yeah,
Zuni. Um,
he's a
and
cutie pie.
oh, sweetheart, you have, and he works out. So Jake, some eye candy for you. This is my friend. I was telling you, he's more than my friend. He's my, I call him my little bro. So
That's it.
and he's very proud of his native heritage. So
Good for you, dude.
and he's an artist as well. So yep, that's my Kyle.
Very
So
good.
yes,
Yeah, and I had an aunt who was gay, and I've had friends over the years
I
that,
have cousins. Yep.
yeah, family and friends, and
hmm
it's like I don't care what you are. You're my friend, you're my
hmm
family, whatever
I
is all that
actually met my
matters.
friend Garrett back in the day. I always wanted to be a singer when I was younger, and I was told as I got older I couldn't be, quiet. You can't sing, kind of thing, and I would be put
Yeah,
into
people
choirs or what. And one
people pay
time
me
when I was
money
in
not to sing.
Massachusetts, Garrett says, "Girl, you're going to sing." And I got up for the first time in a karaoke, and my first song I ever sang by myself in public was "The Rose" by Bette Midler,
Oh, that's a good
and I got a standing ovation for that back
one.
then. And so
Yay.
after it was Dream, Stevie Nicks, Black Velvet, so Lady Marmalade when that came out. So those are very fun memories. Going to the bar, not getting hit on by guys. They were buying me drinks. We were singing together. Who could ask for more? I mean,
When I
come
was
on.
18, 19 years old, one of my best buds was gay, and I used to go to the gay bar with him. And
hmm
they all knew I was straight. And so, did you just break your necklace?
Yes, I did.
Oh no. And but it was fun because I could dance with everybody and I didn't have to fight off Mr. Octopus arms,
Yep,
or hands where they didn't need to be. And they loved it because they could dance with me and they didn't have to worry about their boyfriends getting jealous because they
exactly.
all knew Sherry's straight. She's safe. You can go dance with her. So,
hmm
it was like, hey, yeah, let's go dancing.
Karaoke. And actually, if people could do me a favor, his name is Garrett. He had to have unexpected heart surgery. He is a recovering drug addict. I'm very proud of him. He's been clean now for over 5 years, and
That's
apparently,
awesome.
it did some damage to his heart and with his weight. So if everybody could just picture, the name Garrett, I'm sending his image out to everybody. If they could just send him love and light and healing. And I
Absolutely.
plan on reaching out to him next couple days. I haven't heard from him in a while,
Well,
but
keep us up to date. Let us know how he's
he
doing.
lives in Boston, so
One of my faculty, I found out this morning, his wife of 30 plus years had passed away. And it was like, oh, wow. I mean, how do
oh,
you?
you want to hear a story really quick? After we left Arizona and went to New Hampshire briefly, and we came back here, I thought I had lost a box that had my silk scarves that I earned in Sedona when I did my Reiki training and some of my crystals. Well, after we moved to this new place 12 years later, I come across a box. I open it, there's everything right there. They all reappeared. But what really got me was when I was in Arizona, there was a woman that we would go to her house for Moon Circle every month. Her name was Nan Rankin. And she worked with, deaf children stuff and speech. And back in 2011, she up and died of a brain aneurysm, just like that. I never got to say goodbye to her. Well, she did my priestessing ceremony. So I'm going through this box, going, oh, look at all these pouches I have for my crystals and everything. So something told me to open up this bag that I had, and I kid you not, everybody,
Wow. Is that not too awesome?
often 10 years later, I opened this up. Something told me to, and she just spoke to me from spirit. This was my bag that she put my special cord in and everything for my
Hmm.
ceremony. I didn't know she did this.
That's
That
what
she
makes
put
it
that
even
in there.
more. Wow. It's
I
yeah.
opened it up. I looked at it, and I just started crying. I hadn't even had to call for Shan. He's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I'm like, I was in tears. I'm like, and he's like, "Wow." But after what, 12, 13 years, she told me she loved me from the other side.
There you go.
She was my Wicca mom. I
There you
called her my
go.
Wicca mom because I could go to her for anything. So okay,
Those are
woo.
great to have.
So yeah,
We kept on going. We were over our two
I
hour mark.
know. I just love chatting with people. I don't have anybody around here that I could talk
I
to.
know,
Oh,
me too. It's like, sure, I drive my son nuts because
thank
I
you,
talk,
Holly.
chat with him. He's like, yeah, mom, whatever, but I don't have anybody to talk to. Nobody
Yep, Joan,
that's
the
like
box
into what
came out
I'm
of nowhere.
into. So y'all may see me this coming week just pop up out of surprise,
Oh yeah.
get a notification. Sherry's live. Hey,
All right.
I'm gonna try
Like
to
I
do a couple of test runs this weekend and see if I can't kind of get the swing of it. So before I actually try to pull off a show, so
Jake
y'all
is
may be
asking
able to
for.
jump on or not. I don't know, but we'll see
Oh
what
yeah.
happens.
If I'm able to, I'm not on another live or I'm not, doing something. If I see you pop on, definitely. Um, Jake wanted to know before we go if he could ask a yes or no question with a pendulum.
Sure.
And I kind of feel I got a feeling I know somewhere where this question might be coming from. And I've read for him quite a bit. So I'll let you take this one,
Okay.
Sherry. So go ahead, Jake. What's your question?
What's your question, baby?
And first of all, asking from a place of desperation, you have to cut that energy out too. Because when you're from a place of desperation, you can't think clearly, you can't ground, and you can't get centered to even listen to your own guides.
That's
So
it.
make sure that when you ask a question, it's from a place of groundedness, calm, and that you're very specific, and then you're willing to receive whatever message comes forward. Do I have to do this thing after I finish this project? Is that enough for you to go on, Sherry?
I guess it doesn't really matter what it is, what thing he has to do after whatever project. It's not that aspect of it is not vital to the question. What he's asking is, does he have to do it after he finishes a project? Okay, so with Jake, does he have to do the thing after he finishes the project? I'm getting a yes, but it's kind of a wimpy yes. I
I
got
end up pulling a card. Jake, we talk about this. Connect with your higher self and make sure that you are in a mentally stable place where you're not affected by any
I
type
have
of
to do the
substance,
thing
okay,
after
hon?
I finish this project.
Connect with your higher self. See how it goes from here to higher to higher. So make sure you're grounded and you connect with your higher self and your guides and be still and listen to opening to what they give you.
I'm getting a yes with the rose quartz. Let's see what the tiger's eye says. Because sometimes they give me opposite answers.
Mm.
And sometimes they line right up like good little
Well,
soldiers.
pendulums are hard because you need a very specific question with a pendulum. and he's not very specific. So you might get.
But basically, he's just asking if he has to do something after he finishes something.
Don't be sorry, Jake. That's
No,
what we're here
that's
for. We had time.
all three of them are giving me a yes.
Yeah.
Some more adamant than others, but all three of them were a yes. So I would say yes, you have to do the thing after you finish the project and
And
be
you
happy
already
about it.
know this on a subconscious and on a
And look at it this way,
higher
maybe you have
conscious.
to do the thing because that's going to be a blessing in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to
Balance.
get
Mm-hmm.
rid of that negativity over it.
Yeah.
Even if it's something you don't want to do, there's a lot of things I don't want to do that I have to do every day. And invariably, I get a blessing out of it.
You're
So it's
welcome, Jake, and
just
we
a matter
understand.
of, yeah, no problem. I mean,
Don't be sorry for asking.
never be sorry. If you want a private question, my email is on my
Mm-hmm.
YouTube page. Email me. Say, hey, it's Jake from Heather's show. So I know who you are. And I'll answer you. Just be between the two of us.
Yeah.
That's simple. You know.
And you're welcome, Jake.
So
And everybody, good night. Mwah. Have a
love
wonderful rest
y'all.
of your
Thank
week
you.
and have a safe
Have a
holiday
happy
weekend.
4th of
Canadian
July.
and
Yeah.
Canada Day to Ron and all of our fellow Canadians in
Yeah,
our
that's right.
chat.
Tomorrow's Happy Canada Day.
Yep. So thank you, Shari, again. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
evening.
Sorry
Give
I was
that little
late.
kitty, give that little
Sorry I was
kitty a
late.
hug
I
and a
feel so
kiss for
bad.
me. You're okay. Give my
And
Minu a kiss. So
yeah,
precious.
she's my brother got home. She's gone now.
Yeah, there you go.
The
Alrighty.
minute he
Good night,
walks in the
everyone.
door, zoom, she goes with him.
Oh,
Bye,
exactly.
everybody.
Okay. Good night. Mwah.
Love y'all.